Duly noted, but now something a little bit different. I've got the boys from Peking Duck here on the stage with us. They're going to be competing in just a moment in the Pro-Am Duos comp. Firstly, mate, how are you feeling? What do you think about this Fortnite thing?
We were born ready to poon some noobs, and now we're just going to fulfill that prophecy.
Yeah, I don't know whether we're going to be Ts or CTs or we're going to find a bomb or anything, but it's going to be a damn good time.
I was just saying to DrLupo before, because I heard a rumor that maybe he was playing with one of you guys, and now you're talking different lingo. I'm not sure if can you carry these guys?
All you need to know is the direction that they're coming from and when to shoot, and I got you, all right? Through and through, easy.
What's been your favorite thing that you've seen so far here? Obviously, a lot of players come through. 100K for first place. Pretty incredible money for playing your favorite game.
Yeah, man, I think it's awesome. Seeing this many people out here having a good time.
Yeah!
It's all in the name of esports. It's sick.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Now, my real question, obviously, you two gents known for music, known for having a great time. A lot of good dancers in Fortnite as well. We're going to be seeing any dancing coming out a little bit later on if you pick up a limb or two?
Yeah, it was the Millie Rock ever a thing in Fortnite. I can't do it, but I'm going to try to do it. If we win, I'll do a Millie Rock for 10 minutes.
If we win,
for
please.
10 minutes.
At this point, let's just sign it away right now. I think we're good to go, all right?
I heard that there are a few other celebrities coming through. Obviously, we have our traditional gaming influencers. I heard maybe we've got Husey or some Nick Kyrgios coming through. Anything you want to say to one of them?
Husey, I've heard he's really good, man. I was just talking to him actually out in the barracks. And I think he could crown it maybe. Obviously, after us, though.
I mean,
but Kyrgios is here too. It's a good vibe.
It's going to be a pretty hot one, for sure.
Has Husey really been practicing? Did he tell you that? Is that the rumor? Husey's been practicing a bit of Fortnite?
Husey says he hasn't been practicing, but we know it has been happening through and through for about 4 weeks now, and we're going to take him on, and it's going to be a tough one.
Well, we do know, obviously, working in radio gives you a lot of spare time, right? A lot of downtime to do what you like. So maybe he's just in the background there practicing his Fortnite day in, day out.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say so.
Anyone else? What do you think? How do you think you're going to go? Seriously, what do you think you're going to place here? Have we got a charity that we worked out? Who are we playing for today? Do we know?
Yeah, Beyond Blue is the charity of choice. I think it'd be great if we did get to put that money towards a good cause like that.
And because I'm going to win, the money's going to go to AIM. But good luck to you.
The pressure's on. Unfortunately, DrLupo, there's a bit of cash up for grabs, 100K to go out across the charities.
And I've played a little bit of Fortnite, just a little bit, so I think we might be okay. We'll see, right? Wait, you haven't been practicing?
I've been just a tiny bit. I've been learning about there's building and farming, all sorts of things. I got this in the bag.
I'm actually shaking in my boots, I promise. I'm very intimidated right now.
I know.
It's going to be a bit of pressure, We'll see how you go. Fortunately, because it is a Pro-Am, you don't have to be better than everyone, you just have to be better than the other noobs who haven't practiced at all.
Yeah, pretty much. That's going to be my tactic. Lupo's going to carry it. I'm going to sit in the back, do as I'm told, and then bang, bang when it's time.
He'll hold the meds.
Every team needs a medic. Don't worry, I got your back.
Alrighty, gents, the boys from Peking Duck will let you head off. Thanks very much to Adam and Ruben for talking to us, and of course, about to play Fortnite. Good luck, we'll see how you go. You gents can get into it for sure. Give me a big round of applause, guys and girls. Alrighty, so the Peking Duck guys have made their way down to get ready. We saw here. We have another guest. Who's this? Who have we got here?
I feel like someone here knows who you are.
Hey, what code should you use in the Fortnite item shop?
What was that? Muselk? Use the no?
You're the only person using code Muselk.
Alrighty, all right. We do have the real Lazarbeam up here on the stage. How's your day been going? You enjoying the Fortnite Summer Smash?
Yeah, it's been good. I'm a bit sad Fresh didn't really do that great.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good to see one of the twins win it. Big fan.
Yeah, me too. I think they've done pretty well. It was good to see when one didn't make it through quals, the other one carried him across the line, essentially.
I feel they're like a duo, man. If one does well, they both do well. So.
Yeah, it was impressive to see gameplay at that level because for us, coming from North America, this competitive environment, I haven't had exposure to it. And man, some of these players are actually terrifying to see, just the craziness that they can, the plays are insane. Now, you played in the heats yesterday, correct? Talk me through, because we didn't get to watch those, and be honest, obviously, how did that go? What kind of happened?
Well, I didn't qualify, so shocker. I was a snowman all game, and then someone fucking shot me. So, oh, can I not swear?
This is a family show, mate.
Oh, shit.
Oh dear, I hope you guys make the most of Lazarbeam. We may not sell him next time. But look, to be fair, if he does well for charity, it's all going to be made good later. Have we got a charity of choice yet that we're looking at?
I'm donating to water.org, but at the end of the day, honestly, all the money goes to charity no matter who wins, so it's mostly just for fun, you know?
Yeah, a big 100K going to charity. I think it's absolutely incredible. And again, you would know all about this, DrLupo, the fact that we can use gaming, something we love, to help other people.
I think it's a good way to put in front of people that gaming, oftentimes you see kind of media will skew negative things happen. Yeah, the gaming always gets blamed. And at the end of the day, for charity, I would love to have gaming get blamed. You know what I mean? That takeaway is always positive. I'll never be mad about it. This year was a big year, and then some. So I appreciate that.
Let's see if we'll see later whether maybe you can add another 50K to that. You know.
Oh, you better believe it. Me and you are going head to head, brother.
Got some opportunity.
So just offhand, where are you dropping so I know where to get free? Where to avoid?
I'm dropping retail row, so 1v1 me.
Bro, build off right now. Let's go. Let's go.
It's just I'm running at you with a pickaxe. That's what I'm doing.
A bludgeon battle. I'm in. Let's do it.
We'll see whether DrLupo truly does get faded. Do you know who you're playing with yet, Lazarbeam?
I'm with Husey, and as far as I know, he has no clue what he's doing, and neither do I, so it's a good duo.
That'll be great, and once you guys got no clue how to play Fortnite, you can go and have no clue how to do radio as well, and it'll be good.
Ooh, bushes and snowmen, that's my strategy.
Perfect. I look forward to, absolutely won't shoot at you, I promise.
Shoot every single snowman, that's what I'm wanting.
Alrighty. Well, good luck. We'll let you head off, Lazarbeam. Give it a round of applause, and guys and girls, I know half of you are here to see this guy for sure. Alrighty, I hope everyone is enjoying the surrounds here at Margaret Court Arena. Of course, our solos game is done and dusted. Elfish Guy, we now head across to duos for the Pro-Am.
Yeah, nice to be up with you for the first time, Ben.
Oh, welcome, welcome. Yeah, how you feeling up here? You can see a lot. There's a lot of people out there.
Yeah, it's definitely a good vantage point to watch these games from. I'm looking forward to these Pro-Ams. Obviously, I had a bit of a go casting some of those solos. That was a lot of fun. But I think now looking at these Pro-Am games, we've got a lot of professional sports people. We've got some professional TV personalities. Everyone from the world that isn't necessarily competitive gaming. So I'd be very interested to see how a lot of these duos are going to go.
We take a look just to round things out, our top 10 for our solos game from just before. Obviously, Jesse came out on top with 13 points. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So very close behind. Araki with 12, going to pick up $50,000. Not Napar going to come through as well in third with 50K. Fourth to sixth going to pay out $25,000. The Snake, Keith, Jinx, and Dolph going to be feeling pretty good right about now. And all the way through to 10th place, Jordan. Everyone there is guaranteed $5,000 dues.
Honestly, casting that game, I thought maybe Araki was going to be able to actually take it away from Jesse. It was getting pretty close toward the end there, but obviously those first 3 wins at the start of the day, 3 on the trot, just a little bit too much for anyone to catch. And a fantastic performance across the board, I thought, from Jesse, from Araki, from everyone that played in those solos. I think it really has been a big part of putting Australian Fortnite on the map, and hopefully it leads to some great things in the future.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool achievement for all of them involved, and for me, it's great to see just how close it truly was. A game, though, however, that may not be so close, Jordan, is our Pro-Ams. We are heading from solos to duos. Let's go take a look at the prize pool on offer for our charities today. $100,000, $50,000 for the first place duo to the charity of their choice, $20K for second and third, and then 10,000 Australian dollars for fourth place as well.
Yeah, nothing to sniff at, really. 50 grand is a lot of money, and does obviously do a lot of work when it goes to the charities. So I think it's a pretty great initiative. I really like that it's part of what really now seems to be kind of the Fortnite world. We're seeing it time and time again. So I think not only is it obviously great for the charities and that kind of thing, but it's also fantastic to kind of get a bit of an insight as to maybe how the outside perceives the competitive gaming world. We get all those superstar celebrities, those kinds of things jumping in and having a go. And I think that's definitely something that you don't get really anywhere else in competitive games.
Well, Jordan, it's time to kick this one off. The Fortnite Summer Smash live from the Australian Open. Our duo Pro-Am. Let's kick this one off.
Thank you so much, guys, and welcome to the inaugural Australian Pro-Am hosted here at the Fortnite Summer Smash at the 2019 Australian Open. What a day it has been so far of competitive Fortnite, and now we get to have some fun. It's been a pleasure to be casting alongside you, Vandy.
I have to say, this is the part that everyone's been looking forward to. There's so many influencers here, so many celebrities here, and when you've got that much talent in one space, it just begs the question, who's going to come out on top?
Yeah, we got talent on the gaming side with some of the pro players, then we got talent elsewhere. We got comedians, we got Dave Hughes in the house. We got tennis players, Nick Kyrgios, a lot of junior players competing today. We have some musicians. Peking Duck is in the house. A lot of awesome people that you guys know, you love at home, and I'm so excited to be casting, bringing the action so far today. It's going to be a lot of fun. A little bit of a different change of pace from what we're used to.
It absolutely will be. A lot of these players, a lot of these teams will be probably looking to have a little bit of fun with the event, but with the stakes being high, there is charity money on the line. There will be a little bit of some serious stuff going on.
For sure. Expect quite a few memes from Muselk. That's all I'm going to say. I'm excited to watch what that guy can do. I had a chance to play some doubles tennis with him yesterday. We'll see what he can do in Fortnite now as we are going to jump into this one. We are underway. $100,000 on the line here for the charity Pro-Am Invitational, and I am excited to kick this one off. And you already know we got to hop out with DrLupo playing towards Dusty Divot.
DrLupo, he's been commentating all day. You've seen him up on the stage. He's been working the crowd. And now finally, he's got that chance to add some more. We know he's such a philanthropic streamer. He's always donating, always out to raise some money for charities.
And now he's dancing. DrLupo under some pressure early, going for the no-scope. A little bit cheeky from DrLupo. That's the only weapon that he has, I believe, right now. DrLupo trying to stay alive. His teammate, Playboy Poo 69, a.k.a. Peking Duck, trying to perform as well.
What a great name, but he's trying to get out of harm's way. And unfortunately, he has been knocked down. This is a little bit of an upset. The crowd is hating it. It's up to his teammate, but unfortunately, the elim comes through.
But
wait. Playboy Pooh, 69, getting some shots off here. That is one member, one half of Peking Duck. He's going to be dancing as well, and that's going to be all she wrote. Petrify and Co. are the ones that are going to come out on top in that one.
Well done by these two to spot the advantage and to take it just like that. Remember, this is pros and amateurs together. It takes two to tango. These guys are looking like a well-oiled machine.
That's for sure. A strong start, and they are going to be the kings and or queens of Dusty Divot. A very highly contested spot. You, of course, leave that area with a lot of materials, the ability to farm up, get the materials that you need to build your ramps, your walls, your floors, etc., and really play for late game, because there's so many trees that you can harvest from in that Dusty Divot area. Meanwhile, over towards the Lazy Links, it is an in-game golf course in Fortnite. You can literally play a whole round of 9 holes in Lazy Links. Let's see what's going to happen here. Something tells me they won't be playing golf.
Maybe get a golf cart as well to make a quick escape, but I do love dropping here. Oftentimes it is overlooked. It can be on the outskirts, so it does allow you, once again, the opportunity to loot up and then start to head towards where you think the next storm is going to be.
Yep, we see Astro Kitty and Aaron looking to make some noise over here towards the swimming pool of Lazy Links near the country club. Meanwhile, TTV Friendo with Trapped.
I like it.
Yeah, a little buddy system here.
Keeping your Hearn safe, saying, okay, don't worry, you've got the weapon. Just stay put, and I'll just scout out for you in case we get into trouble. So it comes down again to how the communication between the two is going to play out.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool about these Pro-Am formats is we saw it at E3 this year with the American Pro-Am back in June. We're going to see it again here. The players that can really explain the game, break it down to maybe some of the celebrities that haven't played a ton of competitive Fortnite are the ones that find the most success. Ninja, everyone knows him on the American side, is one of the best players in the game at breaking down gameplay, and that's why him and Marshmallow came out on top at the E3 Pro-Am. Who's going to be our Australian equivalent of Ninja? Will it be Jesse, the X2 twin, that continues to roll, or maybe his brother who's competing in this, that's X2 Jordan?
He'd be happy to finally being let into the game after his brother's great success. I think whenever I watch some great Fortnite, I'm just keen to just jump in and get started.
Yep.
Hey, Katie, another notable member in our community. This guy has been around even since the times of Overwatch, so he's got a great FPS background behind him. Be looking to see some fun plays coming out of this duo.
And he's also a snowman right now.
Both of them are snowmen.
Having some fun. It's still winter time, at least over in the United States.
Not over in Australia.
Not over here. The exact opposite.
You felt the heat.
Yeah, that's for sure. But of course, in the world of Fortnite, it's winter time. As you got some snowmans. We're having some fun here today. And for those who don't know the X2 twins, we talked about them a little bit ago. They are twin brothers who are two of the best players in Fortnite in Australia. One of them came out on top and took home $100,000 in the professional match and tournament that took on right before this one. We'll see if they can do the same for this charity match and bring home $100,000 or some money for charity.
That's exactly right. Remember, it is a charity of the winner's choice as well. So this means a lot. It's a good chance to do a good deed. Over here as well, Hey Katie immediately starting to press on up. They've spotted these members, and they're getting very, very aggressive.
Yeah, look at this. Hey, Katie, the Overwatch player, showing he can play some Fortnite as well. A couple good shots put in. You see the double pump and switch there as he is able to get some shots. But no, it's going to be Cold CN who comes out on top, taking out Nicole and Hey, Katie. So just like that, the Overwatch phenoms going to get taken out.
I love the aggressive plays. It just speaks of confidence, but unfortunately they weren't quite able to back it up. The building was quite good from the other duo that they bumped heads with. So it just means that we're going to have to try again another game. Same with DrLupo waiting on the sides.
Yep, that's for sure. We also have some AFL pros playing today. I met Mitch Robinson and a few others. Awesome individuals, very nice, very friendly, and we'll see what they can do in Fortnite. I know they play quite often as well on their end, so we'll see. Some of these celebrities maybe have a lot of experience in Fortnite. Some of them maybe only played a few games. That's kind of the fun of this mode, is you're really going to get a mixed bag.
You've got Vikkstar with a player named Guys, I'm a Vegan. I mean, these two, we know Vikkstar is a bit of a comedian. He's known for his content, but to be put with someone with a great sense of humor like that as well, I love it.
Oh, that's a perfect
Already
match.
One elimination to their team.
And it's actually going to be Guys, I'm a Vegan, his celebrity partner.
Vikkstar being very polite.
Yeah.
They do actually use the Rift to go to reposition.
Yeah, well done, smart decision. That Rift to go, of course, teleports you into the sky and allows you to glide away from any danger. So now they're going to rotate towards the circle. For anyone that maybe is new to watching Fortnite, of course, everyone is dropped onto an island. That island then has forced circles that shrinks the map into a designated area or a radius. Right now, we see someone flying across the map with the quad racer as they are in a good position to rotate into the center of that circle, which is away from harm's way.
What a fun way to get into the circle like that. What an entrance to Tilted Towers. I mean, you're seeing a flying ATV coming at you. Great way to quickly reposition as long as you know how it works. It seems easy to use the boost in that way, but it's actually not. You have to, there's a special technique that you need to use.
Yep. Of course, Tilted Towers, the most highly contested area in public match Fortnite. And we see it here today. In competitive Fortnite, surprisingly, you only see a few teams drop there just because there's so many people that want to play a little bit more passive and hide in the outskirts a little bit more to survive for late game. So it's an interesting difference. For those that are used to playing Fortnite, you'll see a lot of people dropping Tilted Towers. In this format, you only saw a few teams.
Tell you who's been keeping a little bit of that low profile, Lazarbeam, and I mean, he has been a crowd favorite. Everyone's been wondering what he's been getting up to. As we switch our attention now to the Stormwing, we've taken to the skies.
Yep, the introduction of the Stormwing to competitive Fortnite in Season 7 here. That is, of course, a full-blown plane, a Stormwing that you can use, you can rotate with it, you can also dance on it. As you see right here, we see Jax and Jakey having some fun as this duo.
I love it. That's taking to the skies in style. This little duo having a little bit of fun. We did see Jax as well participating in the solos. Didn't get the win that he was expecting, but still placing very consistently, using that experience perhaps now in the Pro AM.
And that duo, in my opinion, is one of the heavy favorites. You have Jax and Mindfreaks Jakey on one team, I believe, and that is a team that you really could expect to make it to late game and to survive. And they're also having some fun while doing it, which is good to see. You're, of course, playing for charities. At the end of the day, these players are here to put on a show for this live audience at Margaret Court Arena, and they're doing that so far. Meanwhile, it looks like 47 players are left.
Duo. We've lost one member over here. It's just Kiki, alive with a bit of a dream. I mean, we do have the bandages. We haven't used them yet. We're just trying to get into the zone, it seems like. You can hear the crowd is just getting behind their favorites, trying to cheer them on from the sides.
Yeah, that's for sure. People see their favorite streamers and celebrities, and it's actually crazy to see this audience here. They look at some of these streamers in higher regard than they look at some of the celebrities, a little bit different than what we're used to in mainstream celebrities. So really cool to see Fortnite, how it's really created these online celebrities and these fans.
I believe that is your fan right there. I believe that is our tennis player.
There it is. Nick Kyrgios, a fellow Greek, looking to make a statement today. I know he plays on controller, and I know he plays quite a bit of Fortnite as well. So far, he's looking strong. He's surviving. They have one elimination already. Let's see what King Kyrgios can do.
I love it. The name just speaks of confidence as well. But what's he going to do? Now, Whatscope has been actually knocked down. He's not very close. MrFreshAsian was the one that took that. I mean, if you know anything about the competitive pro scene, if you know the games that you just watched, that's not something that you want to be running into.
That's a great point. Nick right now, his teammate does get taken out. That's his pro player teammate. So if I'm Nick, I don't want to fight this. I want to kind of just survive. There was a bush back there. Maybe you go hide in the bush. We'll see if Nick decides to play aggressive here.
Crowd loves Lockie as we turn our attention onto him. He's using his coveted elf skin. He loves this skin. He's made a name for himself with this skin.
Yeah, and he's definitely a fan favorite today. Lachlan on screen for the first time today. So many players have been waiting for this moment, an opportunity to watch Lachlan. We'll keep a close eye on him. Meanwhile, a fight in Tilted Towers. It looks like Crypto takes out one, but he's going to lose his teammate. He or she, actually, not entirely familiar with all these players' aliases. And we'll see in this 1-versus-1 fight who will come out on top over in Tilted Towers. Some stink bombs here. That's going to take some radius damage, tick by tick. Well placed right there from Crypto.
It really becomes hard, though, when you do lose your partner, you're at a huge disadvantage because the two members can put so much pressure out onto you. That's exactly what we see here, and I like this by utilizing them. You've got Twisty and Godsheep. One's on the high ground, one's actually trying to push up in.
Look at this.
Putting all the eggs in
Nick,
that basket.
did you hear me, bud? He's hiding in a bush. We asked him, and he delivered. Nice job by Nick Kyrgios. You know, you might think, wait, why is he just sitting in a bush? But guess what? It keeps him nice and stealthy. So
he's playing for placements now.
He is. And look, he still has some time here before the circle is going to rotate. You see at the top left, the timer before the circle rotates. That's 30 seconds. And that storm right behind him is going to collapse. That's why Nick realizes that. He's going to move for a rotation. He let the two players run by him. So a smart play by Nick Kyrgios here. I wonder if he's getting coached up by his teammate. But Nick so far is doing all the right things.
The comms will be flying fast and furious in his ear right now. Okay, do this. Now you know it's going to be MrFreshAsian. He's the one that managed to knock me down. He's the one that managed to eliminate me. You want to avoid this player if you can. Try to avoid that 2v1. He can keep tabs on them and try to slink in. He's almost following their shadow.
Yep. Meanwhile, Nick going up against RNG MrFreshAsian, who performed very well. That's a tough task. Now we're back on with Lachlan. Let's see what the elf himself can do.
He's managed to farm out a nice amount of wood right there. Also, his loadout is very, very nice. So they'll be playing for the late game. But I like this. They spot a vehicle.
It's time to have some fun.
Oh, yeah.
Setting up some ramps for himself. That's how you want to do that. You want to place 2 ramps upwards, and then fly, baby, fly. Lachlan going to
away we go with the boost. Fantastic work coming out. If you don't have the Stormwing, why not just make your own sort of aerial transport?
And whoever Lachlan's teammate is, looks pretty solid as well. Perhaps Lachlan a favorite to win this one. He's actually flying alongside the Stormwings. The man has confidence in the high grounds.
I'll tell you what, I mean, you were speaking about who you got to play tennis. I got to play tennis up against Lockie, and neither of us were very good, but we actually had a really nice volley at the end there.
That's impressive.
So we had a bit of an arm workout for today.
Nice. So you have some chemistry there, you and Lachlan. That's
Oh,
impressive.
yeah, 100%.
Clearly.
Hard not to have chemistry with the guy. He's very lovable.
That's a great point. And a fan favorite as well. So look at this now. Over towards the snobby shores here. It's going to be Vikkstar and his teammate. Guys, I am a vegan is the alias, and they're off to a good start. They actually rotate, I believe, from Retail Row was where they were before, so a
They
far
do have
rotation.
a Stormwing as well, so this is great. On the outskirts of Snobby Shores, they can just play it slow.
I think Vic's like, hey, let me drive this one.
Maybe not quite trusting the aerial combat of Guys, I'm a Vegan. But remember, he is the one with the elimination. So for all we know, Guys, I'm a Vegan could be the fragger.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that person actually sitting on the side of the Stormwing can put shots on other players that are below them like ants crawling around and see if that's going to be the case with them. Meanwhile, jumping back over towards the factories, this is Loot Lake, which of course got dismantled in Season 5, Season 6, and now it is what it is in Season 7.
Totally different, as you said, in terms of the terrain. I love that everyone's kind of got their own little slice of the area and they've started to build up some compounds. So for teams that might not be feeling so confident, we can just play a little bit of the waiting game. We've got our compounds, we have our materials. This is where we play the waiting game.
That's for sure. Only 37 players left. You look at the top left of your screen, you see that number. That's how many players are left in the game here. So we're also on the second circle, going to the third circle. Obviously, we're going to start seeing rotating circles if it comes down to that as well. It's going to start coming down to the wire as that circle is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, forcing fights and forcing players' hands.
You can see as well over here, there are a couple of solos running around. So number 9, number 8, and you can also see on the other side, there was another solo. But over here, we do have Nico and Esho coming on in. They are the only duo. They haven't yet spotted. I mean, you can still see these buildings coming up, but whether you want to push them or not, it's going to be hard if you're a solo. For the duos, they have so much more flexibility that they can play with and play for. Angel Melly.
Currently over by the basketball court. Speaking of celebrities, we call this LeBron James because it is the basketball court, global superstar. Right underneath the basketball court right now towards the restaurant. Meanwhile, Twitch Esho and MF Neko currently above Crypto, who's been sitting in this area really just loitering for quite some time now, hanging around.
Well, he is a solo, so as I said,
play.
you lose a lot of that pressure, that presence. So you really just want to keep a low profile at this point and start to... I love this as well, matching skins.
There you go, matching skins.
They've spotted Crypto. And that's going to be the end of Crypto, unfortunately. They keep going, however, there's been a shot that rings out. That was a heavy, heavy bolt. Needing to heal up now. That's going to be Esho and Nico. Still healing up these two, managing to make sure that they don't take any further hits. They're really fortifying their structure as we turn our attention to a walking snowman, a sneaky snowman.
A walking stone and a walking bush, by the way. This is Fortnite and this is fun.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't look suspicious at all, does it?
Not even one bit. Honestly, if I saw them, I would just turn my head and look the other way. I wouldn't think anything of it. In real life and in Fortnite. Now, Twisty sitting high ground. That's a good situation to be in. When we say high ground, that means really what it says. You're above everyone else. But the best way to do that is through the natural terrain in the map. Fortnite, of course, has multiple biomes. You have high mountains, you have some forests, you have some snow, obviously, as it's currently winter in the game right now. So the ability to sit on top of the mountains, then hold that high ground is a good situation. Now, Twisty trying to go for some snipes.
You also consume less mats. That's the advantage of it as well. You don't need to build up as high from your base starting point. That sniper rifle, we've got a nice vantage point. We are really trying to utilize that high ground advantage.
And this is quite the change of pace from what we just watched the last 6 games in competitive Fortnite. But whether you're a fan of competitive Fortnite or a fan of Fortnite in general or some of these celebrities playing, it's great to be supporting the growth of Fortnite and the growth of competitive gaming and really the merger between gaming as well as the mainstream world, celebrities, etc. So thank you all so much for watching, for tuning in, showing up today and supporting what is an amazing, amazing game and movement. It's been a lot of fun to be watching this. And again, a nice little dynamic and dichotomy between the two.
Absolutely, it is. It's very, very enjoyable, very, very fun, some of the things that we've seen come out. We have 35 players left. We did start with 60, so we're almost down to half of the players coming out here. Petrify and Newbie, they haven't shown any signs of wanting to move out just yet, and I like this as well. Toasted Shoes with the sneaky snowman. We're staying put. We're going to utilize that shield as much as we can.
Yep, just got the word. The Toasted Shoes is actually Joseph Randolph, an AFL running back. So excited to see what Joseph can do.
Let's wait and see. Still, again, this duo, they're not going to give up their high ground. There's really no reason not to at this point. They can sense some movement below them. Well, actually, Godsheep, he's going for a bit of a play here.
There you have it. A little bit of aggression here from the pro player. Trying to get them ownership of that floor, which will allow them to edit that hole.
Get out of our compound.
Yeah, it's well played right there from Gachi. Meanwhile, Twisty looking to survive and really just stay alive in this jungle of mats and builds right now. Some good shots put in from Twisty. Is it gonna be enough? No, manages to stay alive. Twisty's gonna connect for a knock. What a play from Twisty. Wow, great performance and a great shotgun shot to the face there. Well played from Twisty.
You can try and spray and pray, but it's not really gonna help. It just takes that one good lineup of a shot to really finish the ordeal right there. Unlucky on the side of Nico, but for Twisty, that was very well done, not losing your cool like that. Turning our attention again to all of these players. Over here, you can see MrFreshAsian. He's got a little corner of himself. Unfortunately, Esho has been eliminated. Sorry, Esho got the elimination.
Yeah, and that was actually Gotcha that got taken out. I believe it's a pro, leaving Twisty, who is actually an author for Press Start Australia, who's performing here as the celebrity amateur player in this one, I believe. So we'll see if Twisty can keep rolling. Meanwhile, a nice knock right there for TTV Friendo, but it's gonna come at a cost. A nice little default skin dance. The crowd's gonna react to that one.
They love it. The crowd is absolutely lapping this one up. Friendo, we need to get some help over here, but that's the style that we want to see.
There you have it. And having some fun here with some dances.
Take the elimination. We're going to take the loot now and then just really start to make sure if we've got any meds, we're going to take these slow moments to heal up and just regain, find out what we need. Is it going to be supplies, medical supplies? Is it going to be mats? What do we need? And start to prioritize getting that.
And this isn't suspicious at all, but Toasted Shoes, Joseph Randall, the
has not moved.
Has not moved and is sitting as a snowman, trying to say, very, very sneaky. We'll see if that pays off. I like the alias, by the way. Their gamer tag, Toasted Shoes, is a fun one. And saw the dancing earlier, having some fun in the wise words of Ellen DeGeneres.
Jakey, and Jakey wasn't able to make it back in.
I was just saying the wise words of Ellen DeGeneres, Fortnite, where you eliminate people and then you dance on them. Always a fun time. Again, still in the bush. You get Bush in the Snowman duo, the combos, which we didn't see at all in the last 6 games of competitive Fortnite. We're seeing it today. Under some duress now towards Loot Lake.
We saw trapped in Friendo. We don't want them getting trapped as they're trying to reposition in, but you do have Milfy on the outskirts, making sure that they can't safely rotate on in. Both of them are very, very healthy. They've got command of the high ground, so it's really pushing the defensive positions out onto Friendo.
And as you notice right now, Milfy, a Korean pro player, I believe competed at the Korean Open just months ago, which I know a lot of great Fortnite influencers like Tfue, like Monster D-Face had a chance to go over. Kitty Plays, etc. Nick A30, I believe, was there. An awesome crew of influencers that were at that Korean Open. Milfy, a competitor there.
Still
awesome
making sure that they're stopping that rotation. They're very, very cool in the way that they're managing to hold the fortifications down. Then finishing that elimination over there, trying to position in. You can see Lockie coming up over there on the feed. So getting some eliminations under his belt as well.
Yeah, we said that duo, Lockie and teammate, honestly look strong. They look like a favorite in my eyes. We'll see what they can do. They're trapped, gonna get tagged up. Big fight going down. Keep in mind, Trapped and Friendo do not have high ground. They are stuck at the bottom of that mountain, which puts them in a pretty rough spot here and a difficult situation, literally boxed in right now as a duo.
That's a nice loadout as well. You'd be happy to loot that one out. But unfortunately, Brody being eliminated. The Koreans, very, very difficult to try and push up. They are managing to hold on to their little area very, very well.
They keep on running. Shots of Milfy and Ko. A good start. They're coming all the way from Korea. Really amazing to see players flying out from Japan, from Korea, from up north, and making the trip down for this one. And it's been fun to watch so far. Meanwhile, Toasted Shoes, still a snowman.
The snowman has grabbed some legs. The snowman's making a little bolt for it. Very, very cautiously, and oh my goodness. Surely, MrFreshAsian and teammate have heard the steps, and they do! They immediately, the jig is up, the snowman is up, and with that, Toasted Shoes, he's unable to build. He's been spotted. The crowd is loving the punishment. That's a little bit of dancing coming out as well.
The jig is up, my friend Vandy says. That's perfect. As finally, it looks like Tanner's gonna have to rotate too, so Tanner's no longer a bush. Toasted Shoes is no longer a snowman. They've lost their advantage here, Vandy, and I'm afraid it might cost them.
Unfortunately, it does cost them just a little bit too far for that sneaky snowman.
Meanwhile, Lachlan still alive. Lachlan's teammate, though, not with the most amount of health points, or HP for short, and shield. So the blue bar is shield, the green bar are HP or health points. Of course, you can have 200 total. Each shot will take away from that amount. That's what we when we reference HP or health points, that's kind of what we mean there. There are shields in the map that give you additional shield, and bandages and medkits that give you additional health.
Milfy and teammate, you saw them gliding in. They will be a little bit late, but as long as they can position on some high ground and build, that's going to be fine for them. No one is really trying to peek out too much because, as you said, this isn't full of just pros. You do have some amateurs as well. A lot of that is going to be keeping your teammate safe.
And look at this, MrFreshAsian and JXN Music with 7 eliminations. So MrFreshAsian is performing yet again. We saw him perform yesterday in the quals. He had a great showing in the pro tournament, and now MrFreshAsian on the big stage is doing it again. 7 elims to their name.
Jackson Music, it looks like he's going to be his teammate over there. They're doing so well. So for Jackson, I mean, it looks like he's a bit more of a seasoned amateur coming on out as we start to see that storm close. It's bringing everyone in so much closer. And once again, Milfy, as we saw, managed to glide in, got a really nice spot on this high ground.
Yeah, look at these shots from Milfy and co. Coming from Korea again. Some good stink bombs there. That, of course, is going to give them a knockdown. Well played. Those stink bombs will do damage over time to a certain radius. And it also breaks through structures as well, so it'll seep through those structures. And that stink bomb, not only does it smell, it hurts.
It really doesn't. What does hurt as well is this repositioning. It's getting closer and closer. But just like that, we're trying to edit as fast as we can. For some of these amateurs, it might get a little bit too hard, so they need to rely on their teammate.
And for some of our players that are watching Fortnite maybe for the first time, you're seeing how fast Milfy's building that tower for himself. That goes to show how much skill is in competitive Fortnite. Just like a lot of sports, you see the skill that takes place in Fortnite as well, as Milfy's building so fast. Chances picks up 2. Guys, I'm a vegan. The fan favorite is down. I wonder if Vikkstar is down as well. On board with Milfy. Milfy's showing so much skill with high ground right now. We call this ultimate high ground because he can just rain down shots like he's doing. Milfy doing a good job, gets another elimination.
Look at how high he's built. And his teammate is following so close behind. He manages to get the advantage on the sky, but luckily, the fortification is that Lockie is trying his best to defend from 2 different angles.
And each time he places a material or a build is an input on his keyboard. So fast, so impressive for Milfy. Now, look at the action. A shot, he has a rocket out. He's gonna shoot himself with a rocket. Lachlan eliminates himself with a rocket to the face.
Milfy, he's very, very good at eliminating and making sure that he clears out this high ground. It's going to come down to the wire over here. Just 5 players left in this.
Can you believe it? 5 players left in the game. They're all built on top of each other, but it is Milfy coming from Korea who has ultimate high ground. Once again, that is the highest point currently of any player in the game. Meanwhile, there's some fights going down on the mid ground. iPod Clutch, who we saw perform, he's going to get taken out as well.
It comes down to these last few moments. Milfy is going to show no signs of wanting to build down below. He still has plenty of materials that he can dip into and constantly use.
Yep, and those materials at the bottom right of your screen.
Clutch doesn't look like he's got anywhere to go. Clutch is off the map, so it comes down to this 4.
Is this a 2 versus 2, or I think it's a 2 versus 1 versus 1, I believe. We'll try and figure that out for you as soon as we can here, but either way, it's going to come down to the wire. You got to think Milfy has such an advantage right now alongside his Korean teammate. They currently do have high ground. It is a 2v1v1, well said.
2v1v1, as you said, they're not together. DrLupo actually takes a lot of fall damage. He is going to be eliminated. Still, these 2 Koreans are so healthy. 6 eliminations under Milfy's belt.
And I just got word that Newbie is actually the Chinese pro player that flew over. So Asia as a continent showing up here today. Let's see what the Chinese versus the Korean. Who's going to end up on top? 2 Korean players. Who's going to end up on top? Newbie. Low ground right now. Milfy just holding high ground, and he's going to play, I believe, for the end game.
Yep, just peeking. Here and there, the storm is starting to shrink a little bit more, but
repositioning. The trap is going to come out. That trap does damage, and that's going to be an elimination for 1.
They're both in the storm.
Here. And it's going to be Milfy that ends up on top. Can you believe it? Milfy and his teammate are going to come out on top in our first game of the day. What a performance from the Korean duo.
What a stunning performance. I love that Milfy wasn't going to wait for that final couple of seconds for the eye to shrink. Instead, he made a play, and boy, did it pay off.
And you see the thumbs up, nothing but smiles right now for the 2. And some dances.
And some dances.
Some fun here.
You can't help but want to get between them both. And it really comes down, you can see that Milfy was definitely the shot caller, really leading them in, making sure that he was building a path, but not only for himself, one that his teammate could easily follow on. And I think it was the teamwork of these 2 that really secured the victory. They played a lot on the outskirts in the mid game, and then finally in the late game, constantly making sure that they had the verticality, but knowing also when to drop down to the mid to lower tiers.
Yeah, playing some saxophone too. Because he does it all, Milfy. He builds, he shot calls, and he plays the sax as well. I believe Milfy actually might be on the right there, but either way, a good performance for sure. And like you said, that's a great point you make, because he was the shot caller, he was directing the troops there, but he was also playing so good individually. So his ability to hit shots, to really play great as an individual player, but also to lead his teammate was very impressive. A big shout out to Milky right there. Again, coming from Korea, representing the nation and representing well.
It's not just about Australia here today. I love that it's taken a little bit of that global turn here at the Australian Open Summer Smash. It's so good to see these different metas, these different styles of playing. And although, like we said, the Pro-Am, it's got the pros and the amateurs, it's still for a lot of fun. And I hope for a lot of them that they were able to learn a lot that they can apply to the next round.
Yeah, that's a great point. So great game number one, that's for sure. And speaking of learning a lot, we got Ben on the main stage with Valkyrae, one of the fan favorites as well. Take it away, guys.
We absolutely are. When we talk about celebrities coming from the other side of the world, no, we've got to give it up for Valkyrae. Firstly, welcome to Australia. How are you enjoying yourself?
I absolutely love it here. I actually don't want to leave. Couldn't queue into the first match, which really sucks, but we have one more match. I'm very excited for it. I hope we can get in.
Are you playing with Loserfruit in the Pro-Am? Is that how it's working?
No, I am not. I wish, but I'm just happy to be here in her presence.
Do you know who you're duoed up with?
Yes, her name is Delicacy, or Delagracie. Yes, she's a YouTuber.
Awesome. So maybe there's a chance you guys can still bring it back if you take a Twitch streamer and a YouTuber, both pretty good at games. I suspect maybe when you look at some of our other celebrities here who are maybe less good, you might be able to get out on top. But that was a pretty good game we just saw there from the guys from Korea. Pretty good work. What's been your favorite thing so far about the Fortnite Summer Smash?
Just meeting all the amazing people here. I'm just happy to be here. You know, even if I don't get into the second match, it was worth it.
I'm sure we'll get you in. I'm sure you'll get you in. Obviously, you had a chance yesterday to jump out on Show Court 3, play a bit of tennis, take a look around as well. Anything really cool that you got to see across the last couple of days?
Just everything. It's been great. This place is a maze. Gone lost at least 3 times. But yeah, it was great holding a racket. I used to play tennis myself, so it's been fun.
Yeah, that's right? You've got a bit of a background in tennis as well. And what does your day-to-day look like? For mums and dad watching at home, what is your actual job? Let's explain it to them.
Oh, explain streaming? Okay, well, I'm trying to incorporate more fitness, so it's very hard to balance health. But usually wake up, I work out, walk my dog, and then stream for a few hours, and then sleep every day.
Sounds like the dream to me. And of course, get to travel around the world to awesome events like the Fortnite Summer Smash. Have you got a strategy coming into the next game when you do get in? Obviously, you want to get up there on the leaderboard. You've only got one game to play to make it on top. What do we expect to see from you?
Listen, it takes me like 10 games to warm up, so I don't expect much from me. I'm gonna hide in a box.
Hiding in a box is a pretty good idea. DrLupo was saying that he was going to put his partner in a box a little bit earlier on and see if they last through the game. Have you got a charity that you're looking to work for today? Who are we looking towards?
I picked St. Jude, classic charity. Love it. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck, Valkyrae. You're good to head off, make your way down, make sure you're into game number 2. No worries, pleasure to meet you. Been a pretty exciting day so far here at the Fortnite Summer Smash. Plenty more to come. Everyone having a good time so far? Well, as Valkyrae makes her way back down, ready to play in match number 2, I have another one of our very favourite influencers up here on the stage, Loserfruit. Welcome to the Fortnite Summer Smash.
Thank you. Great to be here.
How are you feeling so far? We saw you again yesterday out on Show Court 3, having a bit of hit around, all dressed up in the volley girl costume, looking pretty cool. What are you looking forward to this afternoon?
Getting into a game this time. Some of us didn't get into a game, so you might have missed, like, Lazarbeam didn't get in, you know? But this game, we're in. You'll see.
You're ready to take it to our Korean duo, perhaps, who came through with the victory royale in game number 1. Have you been having a good experience so far? What's the best thing you've got to do at the Australian Open so far?
Play tennis, to be honest. I love tennis.
It sounds like a lot of fun. I think, for me, the coolest factor has been seeing all of the fans of you guys come in and get to say hello. Lazarbeam before had some incredible reactions when he was down there. Look, I don't want to hold you any longer because I know you want to make it into game number 2. So, Loserfruit, thank you very much. You can head on down and jump into the next match here, which we're going to kick off very, very shortly.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Fortnite Summer Smash at the Australian Open 2019. Fallout here, joined with a very special guest. It is Elfish Guy himself. Elfish, how'd you enjoy game number 1?
I don't know how special I necessarily am in comparison to a lot of the people here, but yeah, it was quite a lot of fun watching that first game. Some different strategies, some interesting stuff going on. Very exciting to see some of these Australian celebrities getting involved in Fortnite as well, so I thought it was pretty fun.
That's a great point. We saw some snowmans, we saw some bushes, we saw some saxophone playing, we saw some dancing. It was really a variety.
Bit of everything, right?
That Fortnite brings to the table, that's for sure. Any personal favorites, in your opinion, to win this one? Anyone that really stood out?
Well, obviously the 2 guys that won last time, you kind of have to put them up on a bit of a pedestal. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of players that we may not necessarily have seen so much from in that last game, maybe getting the warm-ups going. I'd like to see some of these AFL pros start to kind of get a bit involved, because I think, you know, obviously the skills aren't necessarily so transferable coming from a professional sport into a professional game, but, you know, when you're considered the top of one sort of sport, you know, you've got good hand-eye coordination, that kind of thing. I think there may be some things that can kind of work in your favor going into maybe a game like Fortnite, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, that's a great point. I've played with a lot of the professional football players on the American side. Baker Mayfield, Tariq Cohen, Roger Saffold, and co, and they really translate their competitiveness, how much they just love to win. That translates to gaming, and that's why a lot of those AFL players are so competitive. They want to end up on top as well. 100%. I love that competition and that competitive nature from a lot of these players. I'm excited to see, like you said, if any of the AFL players can pop off.
I mean, I think it comes down to you as an individual, right? All these kinds of people, even not necessarily sports people, but the professionals in their own industry, they're always the kind of person that wants to try and win. They want to be the best. They want to get to the top, and that's why they're at the top. And so I think that, again, like you said, is going to translate through into these games. They're not going to be too keen to sort of just lay down low, not do too much. They want to win. They want to get that money for their charity. They want to get on top, and they want to kind of put their name in lights here at the Summer Smash.
That's a great point. The desire to win, as well as the know-how of how to win, that's for sure. Two I'm looking forward to. Lachlan. I want to see more Lachlan. I don't know about everyone here. Do you guys want to see some more Lachlan on screen or what? I think so. We have a lot of the fans here cheering, going crazy for Lachlan. He, of course, the reason I bring that up, eliminated himself with a rocket to a wall to the face. So not the best way to go out. I think he's going to redeem himself here today.
I could see what he was trying to do there. You know, he was under pressure, had to get something out, had to get some damage, but unfortunately there was a wall right in front of him. So a little bit awkward for him there. But, you know, I expect, we're going to see him do a little bit better. He was toward the end of things. He was looking good, but unfortunately just a bit of bad luck, I think, in the end. That kind of undid him. We'll see how the rest of these guys goes. Obviously, a lot of fans of Muselk, Loserfruit, all these kinds of local Australian content creators that are in the Fortnite Pro-Am that I think everyone really wants to see a lot more from them. Not just, you know, individuals, but I think the whole lot, really.
Yep, that's a great point. And then continuing with the Fortnite Pro players or streamers, Muselk, we didn't see a lot of him in game number 1. We actually didn't see any of him, so he is one of the funniest streamers. Honestly, I gotta put him in top 2 funniest streamers in gaming and YouTubers, so I'm excited to see what Muselk can do as well. And then, of course, on the celebrity side, Nick Kyrgios had a nice little showing, stayed alive, made some good decisions. Nick Kyrgios, of course, representing Australian tennis, global superstar. Looking forward to seeing some more gameplay from him. He's playing on a controller to see what Nick can do as well.
I know you're always a fan of those controller players. You know, we've also got a couple of racing drivers, professional drivers in there as well. So I think, again, you look at the reaction speed of those kinds of guys when they're working on their profession, and you can, again, translate that into competitive video games. We talk time and time again about how fast you need to be with your edits, with your builds, and even just with your reaction time, reacting to a player popping up on your screen. And again, these guys are probably in the top, you know, percentile, top 1 percentile of reaction speed across the board. So I think, again, that's something that, you know, plays into it coming into these pro-ams.
Yeah, that's a great point. And then, of course, we got Crazy Boy, a Japanese celebrity coming over from Japan. I'm excited to see Crazy Boy, who we didn't have a chance to watch last game, I don't believe. We also have Clint Stanaway, sports presenter on Channel 9. A couple TV actresses. We got Lauren Phillips. We got Steve Nicholson as well, coming from TV. And then, of course, all of the AFL pro players who are competing. I think there's a whole heap of them. There's at least 10, 15.
Yeah, not just the pro players. We've got Ray Chamberlain, the AFL umpire as well.
That's amazing.
Like, I mean, I'm not a huge AFL person, right? I'm much more into the likes of the cricket, the tennis, that kind of thing. So I don't know all of these names, but apparently he's a bit of a character in the AFL world. So that's cool to see, and obviously keep an eye on how he goes.
I hope, I actually pray that he has the officiating whistle emote. The one that holds up a red card. I know it's a different sport and everything, but please.
Same thing, right?
Get an elimination and use that emote, blow your whistle, and call it a day. I would go crazy. Australia would lose their minds too.
Yeah, a few TV actresses, actors, personalities, that kind of thing as well. We spoke about Dave Hughes earlier, the comedian. And obviously, you know, you've got your cohort of your Twitch streamers and the YouTubers that are involved in Fortnite and just gaming in general here in Australia. I think, again, like for those kinds of people, again, touching back on what it's like being an Australian in a world like this, you know, we don't get opportunities like this so often. So, you know, maybe if you're not up toward the top end of things, you know, you're not a Loserfruit, you're not a Muselk, you're not the #1. For those streamers that are just behind them, to be able to come here, get your brand out there, be able to have a bit of fun, show your face around, talk to the fans, talk to the community, and be involved in everything, I think that's great for them as well. Good time. Ask any of these AFL players or any of these tennis players, whatever, cricket, whatever your game may be, do they play games? And I bet you, any money, there's going to be a few of them, 50% at least, that do, you know, dabble a little bit every now and then. I think we've seen that from some of these matches already, where we saw some pretty decent plays out of some people that you might not have expected them from. And I want to touch on someone like, for example, Mitch Robinson, who we spoke to a little bit earlier.
Awesome guy.
He's a professional AFL player, plays for Brisbane Lions. That's fantastic. He's also a streamer. He also plays a lot of Fortnite. So it's just, yeah, again, those two worlds colliding. And I think it's not so much just you are a Fortnite player or you are a sports professional. It sort of all starts to amalgamate and come together.
Yeah, that's a great point. Of course, awesome to see them all supporting and playing. And really, gaming is such a giant industry. It's bigger than the movie industry. People don't realize that. I mean, everyone is a gamer. To call yourself a gamer is the same thing as saying you're a music listener or a movie watcher. It's just a mainstream activity, and awesome to see it get the recognition it deserves. And big, big kudos to Epic Games and Fortnite for bridging that gap and bringing it to the masses. But that's going to be it for us for now. Fallout here with Elfish Guy, but we're going to throw it over to Vandy and to Ben on the main stage.
Thanks, gents. Yes, we're about to get into our second match very, very soon. Just getting the last of our big celebrities into game. Vandy, you got to cast the first match. What were your main thoughts coming out of that one?
I really just like the versatility coming out of the players. So although they had an amateur player with them, a lot of them were really caring and making sure that they were A, either keeping the amateur safe, or B, just making sure that their amateur had enough loot, had a little bit of game sense on what was going on. I saw a lot of them when I peeked behind. They were just explaining a lot of the plays. Like, there was so much communication.
We're taking a look here at some of the replays from our first match. A lot of great dancing on the plane, of course, the quad, the rocket on the back. And look, again, for those of you who may not be 100% sure what the difference is between the first lot of games and this lot of games, is that this is duos. It's essentially like doubles in tennis, Vandy, where the main difference is that if you're playing as a team, if you get knocked down, someone can pick you back up again.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best part of it. So if you aren't too far away from your teammate, you can make sure that you have enough time to get the revive off.
We take a look here, some of our sicker limbs coming through from our first match. I think, as you said, some impressive
this is
plays.
where Lockie used the Launcher and blew himself up. I like the play that he was trying to do. You can see exactly what his thought process was. He wanted to go for the big, explosive, fun play. Unfortunately, he blew himself up in the process.
Look, it's a 50-50 play. When I say 50-50 play, maybe a 10-90 play. 10% of the time it comes off, 90% of the time it doesn't. But look, desperate times call for desperate measures, and we've already got one victory royale on the board now before we head into match number 2. Who's your favourite celebrity here, Vandy, or the one you're looking out for the most in terms of either some fun plays or maybe their Fortnite skills a little bit better than we thought?
You've got Lazarbeam and Husey. That's a comedic duo that we do want to see.
Oh, yeah.
But you also do have Lockie, who is doing very well. I also like Vikkstar and his teammate, Hi, I'm a Vegan. So there's a lot of favorites. It's very easy to root behind any of them. Also, Toasted with the sneaky snowman. You can't help but love plays like that. Those are fun plays.
And of course, there's a block here in Fortnite as there is the block in the real world. I'm just hoping that maybe Husey doesn't put a bid on it before the day's out or something like that. Never know what he goes home with. But it's great to have him involved. All jokes aside here, Vandy. It's great to have everyone coming down, having a bit of fun, celebrating what is an absolutely incredible event. The Summer Smash is part of the Australian Open. We're playing Fortnite. We're having a fun time. And this afternoon, of course, it's all about charity.
It is. That's going to be the name of the game. All of these games here that are played, it's going to be for a good cause. It's going to be for that charity cause. So $100,000 donated to the charity of choice. That's big.
That is a ton of money. Let's get into match number 2. This is the Fortnite Summer Smash live from the Australian Open. Our Celebrity Pro-Am. Let's kick it off.
Thank you so much, Ben, and welcome back as we're going to be jumping into game number 2 here of the Fortnite Summer Smash Pro-Am at the Australian Open. Fallout once again joined with Elfish. Elfish, game number 2 here. We saw a great showing from the Koreans in game number 1. What are you expecting in game 2?
Well, I mean, based on what we saw, I think they might have it on lockdown, to be honest. I was looking at them, I was thinking, which one of these guys is the pro, which one's the amateur? They both look pretty good to me. We also saw a pretty decent run deep, quite deep indeed, from the Chinese pros coming over from, obviously, China. And so I think for those guys, you know, they've come a long way. This is their opportunity now to really put themselves on the big screen. This is their one opportunity to really have a good sort of a quote-unquote tournament where they're able to really put their name up. And I think for those guys, they definitely want to at least manage to do something, go deep in the tournament, be able to get some points on the board because they weren't obviously playing in the solos. So for them, this is the big bucks.
Yeah, that's a great point. And really excited to see what Loserfruit can do as well here coming into game 2. I did get word, thank you for some folks for tweeting at me and letting us know. A few players unfortunately didn't get into that first game. So apologies there, as Muselk was actually one of them. So I'm excited to see what Muselk could do here in game number 2. We took some extra time to make sure everyone got in here in game 2, and we're going to be kicking this one off. Of course, DrLupo and Loserfruit, 2 people you want to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Playboy Poo69, I love that name as well. One of the guys from Peking Duck. We were having a chat to them earlier, trying to figure out how much Fortnite they've played, what their skill level's going to be. And to be honest, it didn't really seem like they had much of an idea. But I'm sure DrLupo could probably 1v2 the majority of the competition here in the Pro-Am, knowing how good of a player he typically is.
Yeah, he's that good, that's for sure. I'm excited to see what Lupo can do. He's going to be sharing some shots here. Nice teamwork to kick things off. Meanwhile, we got Lachlan playing with OG Woofless. Of course, we saw them have a strong showing in game 1 that ended very unfortunately. Let's see if they can continue to go in game 2, playing as his favorite, the Elf.
Oh, Jakey and Astro Kitty down in the meanwhile. There's a few players involved in this one. 3 different teams, I think, by the looks of things. Jax managing to get rid of Afro Kitty. Who's going to come out ahead? It's an absolute cluster of fun right now down there in Westworld.
Rocket actually is going to end things for someone. Meanwhile, Chief Sync on board with Chief, one of the more reputable esports organizations in Australia. He's going to connect. Well played from Chief Sync to pick up some of the limbs.
He actually got both of those eliminations with that one rocket. The player that was knocked, I thought that was actually his teammate. I thought he built that wall to try and protect his teammate from perhaps getting thirsted, but in the end, that was his opposition. Marcus getting picked up quite nicely. Good job there from Sync. And that's what you want to see out of your pro player in that duo. They need to be the one to step up in that situation and really bring it home.
Yeah, and a lot of respect for Sync of Chief, who really performed in the $400,000 Pro Player Open tournament just moments ago. Performing again here too. Mitch Robinson, you talked about him. Let's check him out and see what he can do here. Some good movement from Mitch Robinson, a streamer and an AFL Pro player. We had a chance to meet him earlier. Awesome dude as well. He's going up against Loserfruit. So we got battle of the Australian greats, one on the gaming side and one on the celebrity side. But it's going to be Mitch Robinson playing aggressive, and Mitch Robinson is going to take out Loserfruit. What a statement.
Straight through the uprights from Mitch Robinson, I reckon there. He's obviously got Lyrical Phoenix, his teammate, Loserfruit, unfortunately not much for her to be doing there. Just outclassed a little bit by Mitch Robinson, getting that high ground early, getting that initial pump shotgun damage in, and they're able to follow up with a little bit of aggression from that. Nicely done. He's my player to watch. He's my boy. See how he goes through the rest of this one, but hey, I've got a good feeling.
And hey, a lot of respect for Mitch Robinson, as I believe he's also the designated pro player for this one, playing with an amateur player.
Exactly.
So pro in the AFL, apparently a pro in Fortnite now, and he's performing, playing with the Detroit Lions skin and the the American side of the football things, representing his Brisbane Lions.
Yeah, but look at Bazza here. Looks like his teammate has been knocked down. Husky running around, causing a bit of a problem here in Lucky Landing. Right now, Bazza doesn't seem too concerned about picking his teammate up. Straight over to Loot Lake now, though, as Lockie and Woofless. We talked about them a little bit earlier. Look at that ramp.
They're hunting some god ramps right there, which is when you build a wall, a ramp, and a floor. Makes it very hard to destroy those ramps, as they're very fortified. The more materials you use to build and the more pieces or objects that you place, the more fortification you have. That's why you see him building 3 at a time. Aggression.
Yeah, just trying to put that pressure on with the rifle. At the moment, the close range fight not going to be maybe too enjoyable here for Lockie, but he does at least have that pump. He's got the SMG to fall back onto, as opposed to the Deagle, which you traditionally want, and I guess you don't even need it at that point. 161, Emma. Unfortunately, things not going to go the way you want them to.
Well played from Lockie. Hunting this last player right now, going for the final elimination. Let's see if Lockie can do it. He got one. Lockie's gonna get the second, and Lockie starts to pop off with a take the L dance. A double take the L dance coming from them.
Yeah, L squared by the looks of things, having a check up on who is grabbing all the eliminations in this game. Sync, he lost his teammate actually, Marcus, but they're sitting at 3 as a duo. Lockie and Woofless, with those couple of kills, now sit themselves in 3rd as well, as far as those standings are concerned. So not too bad of a job from both of those guys, but Lockie in particular picking up the 2-piece.
You saw the interview with Valkyrae during Game 1 and Game 2. Now, Valkyrae trying to put on a show here for Game number 2, as she is playing with her teammate, who is a YouTuber. See what Valkyrae can do. She flew all the way from Los Angeles for this, one of the biggest Fortnite streamers on Twitch TV. And Valkyrae now is looking to perform in front of this Australian audience.
Yeah, not a bad loadout by the looks of things for her, but straight back over to Tilted. And again, looking at one of the EDG players, the player that's come across all the way from China. Definitely a bit of a menace.
Yep, we got the Snake. We saw him win game number 5, I believe, of the Open tournament. Now the Snake, controller player as well. Let's see what the Snake can do in this.
Yeah, you're a big fan of those controller players right now. Red looking to be under a bit of pressure. He's got 20 HP, doesn't have any healing available to him. Does have that snowman, which in theory gives you a little bit of a boost in HP, but doesn't really let you do too much when you're in the snowman mode. So maybe not too useful right now in this battle.
Still looking over Tilted Towers. Snake right now holding high ground, doing a good job of just kind of waiting, getting some materials. Whoa, Snake's gonna actually get pushed. Oh no, sorry, that was Red, I believe. That gets pushed and knocked down. So heads up play for Cold, going for a very aggressive play.
All right, now Snake trying to clutch it out for his team, but he has got absolutely nothing to work with. 5 HP, just gonna be pumped in the face. Cold able to pick up another 2-piece for himself. And that'll put that specific duo up as well toward the top of at least this match so far. Now having a look across at how the circle is shaping up, how the Storm is moving over toward the eastern side of the map. So a lot of rotations now, but looks like the majority of the players have actually managed to already get themselves into safety.
And look at this, it's raining grenades from Cyper right now, an Australian pro player himself. He's gonna now try and get some shots in with some grenades, get some damage in, that is, but decides to back out and kind of reset here.
Look at that massive ramp. I hope the person up there has got to redeploy. Certainly do. Starting to see that more and more and more as we play now with this newer patch. People building just massive towers into the sky with absolutely no concern for their safety. They can just jump straight off.
Look how fast Cyper right now, the pro player in Fortnite, is building this little tower, this fortress for himself. Oh, but it's going to be Frendo that gets tagged up.
Yeah, looks like he's been put under pressure. Thermal scope, one of my favorite weapons. 21 HP there for Cyper, and he actually just gets absolutely decked.
Meanwhile, it's King Kiggs, King Kyrios. He's going to pick up an elimination at the bottom left of your screen. So Nick Kyrios performs here and gets one. On the other side of the map, we'll see what Nick can do elsewhere. We'll keep a close eye on the bottom left of your screen. You see the elimination feed.
Yep.
Right there, you see one popping up. That's one elimination picked up by Mao.
Well, Trapped trying to win this 1v1 so he can resurrect his teammate, get that revive going. Carnage.
Ooh. And keep in mind, if you're stuck in the storm, it does damage to you over time. So close to getting eliminated now. Frendo is knocked down in the storm, reviving his or her teammate right now. If Frendo gets revived, let's see if they can survive here.
Oh, I don't know. He's got at least the med kit, got the bandages there as well, so they should be okay to just stall it out in that storm for at least a little bit, but you need to get back in straight away, and there's a long way to go into the next storm. Mitch Robinson still up alive here for his team, but his teammate Lyrical having a bit of trouble.
Ooh, looks like he's not going to be able to get to Lyrical Phoenix on time.
Don't think so.
So it is going to be Mitch Robinson left alone in this one. 2 eliminations for them. Let's see what Mitch Robinson can do here. He's just going to back out and reset, recognizing, hey, I am down to 1 versus 2. It's like we made the doubles reference earlier to tennis. Imagine losing your partner in the middle of that match.
Yeah, definitely not easy.
Reset.
Definitely not easy. Lupo looks like he's still going all right with his teammate. That is, of course, one of the members of Peking Duck. Here comes Lazarbeam, a big fan favorite here in Australia, obviously sitting in that snowman, the sneaky snowman. I'm not so sure how sneaky it's going to be when you're dancing like that. Maybe not the intended usage.
Well, some more players coming over from Asia, looking to perform as well. They won game number 1. So far, it's been Asia on top in the Battle of Continents. A llama.
We actually haven't seen a llama all day, have we?
First loot llama of the day here is going to be on display, and that's some good luck, good fortune, if I say so myself. Always fun to see. You destroy that loot llama, you get some loot.
Ooh. Tricks down the bottom of the screen there, under a lot of pressure. We've got one of the Korean players up the top of, well, what really is quite a substantial build battle here. Lupo, in the meanwhile, finding himself a couple of eliminations.
Great job by Lupo. I'm excited to see what Lupo can do. We haven't had a chance to spectate him a bunch. Nice shot right there from Do-Yan. Well placed and well done. As it looks like 2 eliminations are going to be picked up right there. They continue to roll.
Vondel going down just there on the screen as well. We've got another team setting themselves up in a 1-by-1. Let's jump on board with Dr. Lupo, another one of those fan favorites, of course, coming from overseas, much like yourself, Fallout. Having a look at his loadout, not too bad. He's got the purple pump, you'll be happy with that. And he also, we know, very, very much loves that hunting rifle. Does a lot of playing with that on his stream. So he'll be quite experienced with that particular weapon. I'm thinking Lupo's looking pretty good in this one.
Yep, Dr. Lupo coming from Nebraska.
Oh, lasers down.
There it is. Well, it's going to be Lachlan that takes out Laser. So battle of the Australian legends in the Fortnite side of things. Lupo's still alive, though. I'm excited to see if we're going to see a Lupo versus Lachlan fight eventually. But Lachlan and OG Woofless continue to roll here. Very well done from Lachlan.
Lachlan pushing on forward, leading from the front. It's actually Woofless, though, that has managed to get that knockdown. And the elimination now finally onto Viney as well. Friendo chiming in with a couple of eliminations for himself. Seeing those eliminations start to pop up more and more regularly as the circle starts to shrink in on towards what looks to be Retail Row. Dusty Divot still in there as well.
Yeah. Looks like I just got word Friendo is a random audience member that had a chance to play here today.
There you
what
go.
an honor that would be. And Friendo is performing. Nice luck of the draw there from Friendo. Awesome to see as well.
Hey, maybe it was someone that tried to sign up for the top 500, didn't quite make it, but they've managed to make their way here in the Pro-Am.
It goes to show, you got to show up to these events. It's not only awesome to meet some of your favorite streamers, pro players, friends, and celebrities, but it's also an opportunity to potentially play and have some fun. So you got to show up first to make that happen.
Exactly. Got to take every opportunity.
On screen for the very first time is Muselk.
Yeah.
One of the more outspoken streamers, one of the funniest streamers in Fortnite, in my opinion. As he's flying a Stormwing right now and trying to stay alive.
Going for that X2 twin strategy. Chilling out like an absolute villain at the top of the map. And right now onto the top of Dusty Divot. Milfy, again, this is the team that actually won in the last Pro-Am round. A team to keep an eye on. They picked up a couple of eliminations each. Or an elimination each, couple total. Now Call the Peach goes down.
Milfy getting his Thloifo on with skin. He's going to pick up one. Thriller going to go down from the likes of Milfy, who has just been such a force to be reckoned with. A Korean pro player is really showing the skill level that Korea as a country has, and Asia, of course, as a continent. We saw it in the Korean Open, how great some of these players are. I've seen some clips pop up on Twitter of some of these players, some montages, and oh my goodness, a lot of these Korean and Asia continental players are amazing at Fortnite.
Yeah, absolutely. You give them a year to run with the game and they are going to probably be the best in the world, generally speaking.
Of course, they dominate the League of Legends side of things.
Yeah, maybe
Overwatch and other games, but of course, Fortnite is a different beast, and we see some very good players in Fortnite. One thing that's great is we have the Fortnite World Cup coming up soon.
Exactly.
Last year, Epic Games announced $100 million in prize pool for the best Fortnite players in the world. But yep, you see it there. Mitch Robinson does get taken out. Very excited for the Fortnite World Cup in 2019. These events will be coming up soon here in 2019. More details to come.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be something that, I mean, everyone really wants to be involved in, whether you're a player, whether you're an organization, a team, you've got some friends, everyone just wants to jump in there. Lockie under some pressure there, actually gets just decimated by Spoiling, who now has to deal with another team. Twisty jumping on in there, but it looks like Spoiling and his teammate Quick Shots gonna come away with the best of it.
Spoiling, of course, won heat number 1 or heat number 2 of the qualifiers yesterday for the Pro Open tournament, showing up in the Pro-Am as well. Really puts the name Pro and Professional, that's for sure. Spoiling's been playing very, very well all day long. Meanwhile, Cold, CN, I believe that's of Edward Gaming.
Yep.
A reputable esports organization in Asia.
Yep, Chinese organization, very, very well known. Obviously picking up a couple of the professional players for themselves. Looks like Cold would like to jump onto this rift.
They're not going to jump in it.
No, they're not going to actually. They don't need it for the rotation. They're actually sitting inside the storm, so they're okay, they're fine.
So for those that don't know, or maybe watching Fortnite for the first time, that rift right there that you saw will actually teleport you to the sky and allow you to glide and change your position. But they like the position that they were in. They were in a good situation, and now keep an eye on DrLupo, who's still alive in this one. He's been casting and holding it down on the microphone all day long. Now he's holding it down on the keyboard and mouse as well. DrLupo, one of the top players in Fortnite.
We know he's a very competitive fellow as well. He's really, really keen to pick up the victory here in the Pro-Am. MrFreshAsian copying a couple of shots in his direction from our boy Lupo. But no elimination just yet. Only the one there for Lupo. So no points on the board for them here in the second round of the Pro-Am.
I was going to say it earlier, but a quick plug for Lupo. He's the 3rd most followed person on Instagram in Nebraska. So let's help this man get to number 1 in
Claim
Nebraska.
to fame.
Claim to fame. It's a pretty cool claim to fame, but let's get him to number 1. How about that?
I wonder if they know that Vikkstar and his teammate are sitting in this little building, because they haven't been making any noise. They've just been sitting there chilling.
Yeah, look at this.
And Lupo's literally right underneath them.
Vikkstar's probably telling him, saying, hey, stay silent, stay sneaky.
Yeah.
Lupo, you can tell, is doing a great job commanding the troops here.
Oh, here we go.
Peekaboo. It's going to be a game of hide-and-seek here. There's going to be 2 people that are going to be right in their face. Lupo trying to get some shots in. Was not expecting that. A trap's going to go down. Lupo trying to hit some shots to connect. But no, he's
Lupo's down.
And that's going to be all she wrote for DrLupo and his teammate. Wow, from Peking Duck.
Peking Duck. Maybe they didn't actually know that Vikkstar and Guys I'm Vegan were just chilling in that roof there. I think they might have got caught off guard a little bit. Lupo, unfortunately, going to be knocked out there of the second round of the Pro-Am. Starting to see a few players now rotate in towards Vikkstar and co. A1 beats one of the professional Australian players that we saw in the top 100. Just rotating around. Not seeing him just yet. MrFreshAsian still involved as well. Copper up there on the high ground.
Meanwhile, Vikkstar deploying an interesting strategy with his teammate. They're playing just passive. They're content with hiding in an attic and popping out a little peekaboo action on DrLupo, who probably just got a heart attack, or a near heart attack from that surprise in the attic. Nice job by Vikkstar. And guys, I'm a vegan for coming out with the victory there in that little mini battle.
Oh, grenade launcher starting to put some pressure on. MrFreshAsian looking for some more eliminations. We saw him a bit of a superstar in those top 100s, trying to really put in some work and doing much the same here in the Pro-Am. 3 eliminations for him, 3 eliminations for JXN as well. 5 total.
Vikkstar doing a great job against Ali George.
Yeah, now this is a very nice loadout. I would be very pleased to have that, especially late game. Obviously lacking some rockets for that grenade launcher, but gold SMG. We've got a gold pump shotgun as well. Those are 2 really, really strong weapons when we get into that close range. JXN also suffering the brunt of that blue rifle.
Yeah. As a Greek, I'm sad to see DrLupo get taken out there. But Vikkstar's going to get actually domed from across the map. But you're right, it's a headshot. That, of course, is going to hit for multiplier damage. So Vikkstar goes down, all up to his teammate now, as he should be getting revived here.
That's actually really crucial, because that was MrFreshAsian that actually got that knock onto Vikkstar, which allows him to pick up his teammate just in time for that storm to come in, keeping his teammate alive. That is huge. Great to see.
And MrFreshAsian, a fan favorite here today, professional Fortnite player and streamer entertainer, has really put on a show for a lot of people here.
Absolutely, getting that ramp, getting that high ground.
Oh no.
He knows where Vikkstar is. Oh, Vikkstar's knocked and both of them are down. 2 eliminations for MrFreshAsian, making a 6 total for himself individually. 8 for the team, 8 for the duo. These boys are popping off.
Yeah, Renegade's very own MrFreshAsian is going to do it. He's going to take out, and that's going to be all she wrote for Vikkstar's chances. But again, my hat goes off to Vikkstar. Big fan of his and everything that he does as an awesome Fortnite content creator, coming all the way from England.
Yeah, 8 eliminations, that is a lot. The next closest for this entire round, 6 from Lockie and Woofles, but they've both been eliminated.
Yep. Meanwhile, it's RNG X2 twins still alive. You see that with 3 eliminations at the top of your screen. I believe that's Jordan, the other twin that we didn't have a chance to watch in the open. Let's see what Jordan can do.
Yeah, I was a big fan. I was hoping he was going to do well.
As a fellow Jordan, huh?
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to be the #1. He was going to pop out to take the L. And unfortunately, none of that. But EDG, bit of EDG on EDG action as Cole takes down Driver. Mate against mate. That's what we like to say here in Australia.
MrFreshAsian currently sitting nice and pretty with 6 eliminations, 2 for his teammate.
I mean, look at that loadout as well. You got all legendary weapons. You got a heavy sniper. You've got the pump shotgun. You've got the legendary SMG. You've got some pots there as well, some minis. I mean, what more could you really want this late in the game?
Meanwhile, Cold of Edward Gaming is going to fly in here like a bat out of a cage and try to pick up some eliminations if Cold can. A lot of action heating up here. Look how small this circle is. It's going to get nice and tight. A lot of close corners here in this end game as you still see 25 players alive at the top left of your screen.
Oh, the waterfall down needs to get off that high ground. Still a lot of materials here.
Look at this.
For the X2 twins.
Fast gameplay. Awesome stuff from one of the X2 twins right there, showing his skill and his ability to edit.
Yep, Beat's not in a bad spot either. Up on that high ground, just has a little bit of a peek. Seeing what he can see. Spoiling actually looks like he's got the highest position right now in the circle. His teammate's still alive as well. They're having a good game too. The heavy sniper rifle, legendary. Uh-oh.
Ooh, wouldn't want to lose that one.
Yeah. To be fair, he does only have the 1 rocket. Yeah. That's a big
legendary
shot.
RPG, and that's going to connect for a lot of damage. Nice job right there by Spoiling. Look at this, fast gameplay from Spoiling. With his last rocket in the RPG, he's going to pick up some nice damage.
Well, getting that campfire down for MrFreshAsian, trying to heal up as much as possible. I think maybe more so for JXN's benefit than his own.
Yep. And that cozy campfire, awesome item. Actually gives you the ability to heal in a radius, in an area of effect, so your teammates can get healed as well. Rumor has it, I believe I saw something on Reddit, that it's going to be all the campfires throughout the map will be able to be lit soon, and you can actually use those as campfires as well to heal up. Oof.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool idea. I always walk past, I'm thinking, man, I wish I could light this one, but maybe now, or maybe in the future at least, we're going to be able to do that. Still on board with MrFreshAsian and his teammate JXN, who's found his 3rd elimination, so 9 now. Well, that duo, that is a monstrous amount of eliminations.
It is. Keep in mind, if they destroy that piece of cover that's connecting, the connecting piece between the cover at the end of that, it's actually going to drop everything, so we'll see if they can do that here on board with MrFreshAsian right now. And yeah, it'd be also the late campfires. Think back to the Dakotas and CD on the 3rd video of them trying to do that when campfires came out.
Well, this is really getting into the late game situation now where we're going to see those build battles, those ultra high grounds, the low grounds, everyone trying to jostle for positioning. Still 17 alive. That circle is getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Oh, someone's above them though. So not necessarily knowing their surroundings, and it's going to be an elimination picked up right there. Look at this. Again, one of the teams coming over from Asia has ultimate high ground. They have a huge advantage. They can just rain down bullets and firing power from above.
Beat's just trying to sneak into that low ground, trying to find anyone that he can get behind, get a free elimination, but doesn't spot too much. Just bunkers down, turtles up. That's what you need to be doing. MrFreshAsian still looking good here, leading the way for his teammate, building along the way as well. JXN helping him out there with an elimination onto X-Men from Newbie.
He is on a mission right now. MrFreshAsian playing with such aggression, and he's going to pick up another one. Look at the performance. MrFreshAsian, perhaps one of the few Aussies left in this late game with a lot of the players coming from Asia, is representing the entire nation right now. His teammate is down. He's in a bad spot. Can MrFreshAsian do it? Can he stay alive long enough with the country on his back? Oh! He's going to do it. He connects for an elimination.
That is absolutely nuts from MrFreshAsian. I want to point out, in the heats, he was the player that got the most eliminations in a single game. 11 was where he hit. Now at 8 right now, 12 total for the duo.
Unbelievable.
Has a chance to clutch this one out.
3 players left. MrFreshAsian showing his skill. Is building. He just retook high ground some way, somehow. MrFreshAsian gains control of the highest point on the map here, and now he's in a great position, but he doesn't even want to stay high ground. Oh, he wants nothing but an elimination. He wants to end this one. It's going to be him in a 1 versus 1. It all comes down to this. MrFreshAsian misses the shot. He's going to want that one back, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, he still has that high ground, and he also has the health advantage. Gets the shot across, and MrFreshAsian finds the victory royale. 14 eliminations for MrFreshAsian and JXN Music.
What a way to finish that one off.
Can you believe it? MrFreshAsian representing Australia. He comes off huge in a 1 versus 1 for all the glory. MrFreshAsian, what a performance he has had this entire weekend. A YouTuber, a content creator, a Fortnite professional player. He does it all, and he puts on a show for this giant audience at Margaret Court Arena. Congratulations to him.
Not only that, streams on Twitch as well, so you know where to find him, of course. He is a fantastic player. I've watched a few of his streams. Definitely, time and time again, being able to pull off those victory royales. And MrFreshAsian, I mean, he didn't manage to really get too much done in the solos, but yeah, coming up with the goods in the Pro-Am tournament. And the great thing about that as well is it was such an entertaining round to watch. You know, when you get that far, when you get that many eliminations, he's got a great loadout. He's got the ultra high ground. He's bouncing up and down all over the map, doing everything crazy. I mean, the gauntlet run really that he had to take to actually get that position toward the late stages of that round. I mean, that was fantastic watching.
Yeah, and he was playing with just such aggression, pushing every single person in sight. Nothing could have stopped him. He was like a steam train just running through players. And MrFreshAsian picked up one, picked up a second, picked up the third in the 1 versus 1 to end up with, I believe, 7+ eliminations. I don't know exactly how much he ended up with. And a victory royale. What a showing and what a performance. That is going to wrap up the gameplay here for the Fortnite Summer Smash at the Australian Open. And let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I've had a fantastic day here. I'm sure you have as well, coming all the way over from the US. I mean, this is such a big moment for Australian gamers, especially for Australian Fortnite players, to be able to put ourselves on the map, to be able to show the world what, you know, we can do, and obviously being able to do it in such an amazing arena like the Margaret Court Arena as well. Just as kind of the cherry on the cake. Overall, I think it's just been a fantastic, phenomenal event to be involved in, and I sincerely hope we're going to be seeing more of this kind of stuff here in Australia.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. I cannot thank Tennis Australia more for putting on this event, putting on a show for so many Fortnite fans and players, not only here live in Melbourne, but around the world as well. It has been an amazing event. Kudos to the Australian Open and Tennis Australia for making this happen. I think that's going to be it for us here. Fallout, once again, joined with Elfish Guy. It has been an absolute honor to be calling the action today. We're going to throw it over to my Greek brother. We got Nick Kyrgios for an interview.
Thanks so much, Fallout. I'm joined by tennis superstar Nick Kyrgios, who you just saw playing in the Fortnite Pro AMs. Now, Nick, the question on everybody's mind is, how much Fortnite can you actually cram in when you're not playing the tennis?
You can play a lot. I bring my PlayStation with me when I'm traveling overseas, but I'm playing terribly at the moment. I got 1 kill in 2 games, so hopefully I can make a little bit of an improvement in this third one.
How have you been finding the competition today? I know that this is a lot of fun. This is all for charity, but are you surprised by the competition? Did you think it was going to be a cakewalk?
I thought I'd do better than I have. I looked at the guys next to me. They're from Korea. They're unbelievable. Yeah, I think I'm a bit out of my league here for sure.
Are you and your partner going to change anything up in this next game, or do you want to keep this up your sleeve? Remember, you can reveal as little or as much as you like, but we're all curious.
I'll probably just get in the bush and just hang around a little bit. Try and stay alive, honestly. That's all I got.
So would you say that you like to play a little bit more for placements? You're not really an aggressive player, or it just depends on the mood you're in?
I think I don't have a choice. I don't have much skill, so I've got to just play for placement at the moment. These guys are way too good.
Thanks so much, Nick. I'll let you prepare for the next game. We're going to throw it back over to you, Ben.
Thank you very much, Vandy. Well, some very important news from down here on the desk. I know it sounded like maybe we're only going to have 2 games, but we are not going to let you go home disappointed. If you're here for game number 3, we are going to kick that one off in just a moment. So sit your butts back down, find your seat. We're going to kick it off very, very shortly. 100% locking in match number 3 here at the Fortnite Summer Smash as part of the Australian Open. Of course, we don't want to bring down all of these superstars and not get to play a 3rd and final match. Right now, we'll take a look at a few of the replays from match number 2. And for me, I think a bit of the kicker here is finally some players who we expected a lot from this weekend starting to perform. MrFreshAsian himself coming through with the goods as a duo, picking up something insane, almost 15 limbs. Really quite impressive. Hughesy there on the camera as well, looking to have a good time, getting some games in there, maybe offering a bit of advice. But for me, I think overall the most exciting thing is seeing our regular sports stars, our regular celebrities playing down here on the stage in MCA with some of the gaming talent from across Australia and across the world. Vandy, you just got to chat to Nick Kyrgios, and sounds to me his Fortnite day is not going so well.
No, you can tell he's a Little bit disappointed, but that's all right. He's got plenty of spirit, and I like that they're already tweaking the game plan. They didn't want to give too much away, but maybe if you see a bush, you might want to check them all. There might be a Nick hiding inside.
Nick hiding inside, potentially in a volley girl's skin. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's what he needs. He needs to put the tennis apparel on, and that's going to get him back across the line. Give him something to work with.
I do like as well, he was very frank. He said, you know, when he can bring the PlayStation, the Fortnite is coming along. He was also saying that he is sitting next to the Korean players. So to see them play, maybe being a little bit inspired, maybe stealing some of their strategies.
Yeah, and of course, a lot of players from Korea and Japan, as you said, you know, some tips and tricks to be learned. Just sneaking in a bit of a look over the shoulder, maybe when things, I'm sure that's against the rules, but it's okay.
Well, we also do have MrFreshAsian. I mean, he's been trying his hardest in the solos. It hasn't been his day. Finally now in the Pro-Am, he managed to get that victory royale and must feel so good. You saw so many of the other influencers, so many of the other celebrities standing behind him, just waiting, watching. And then after that, the celebrations. I think Muselk was the first to give him that big cuddle. There's so many emotions going on, and it was wonderful to see.
He's feeling pretty good right about now. Let's see if he can make it back to back. It's time for match number 3 here at our Pro-Am competition. Our third and final match of this competition. Let's get it underway.
Thank you so much, guys, and wow, what a treat. We thought we'd get 2 games, and we get a third here at the inaugural Pro-Am live at the Australian Open 2019. Once again, Fallout joined with Elfish Guy, ready to call the action for game number 3. Yeah, a surprise game we didn't know we'd have.
I know. It's like kind of like having your cake and eating it as well. You know, we had those 2 games. We thought, great, that was awesome. You know, it's all done and dusted, but we've got a third game here as well for you guys. That's fantastic, and always what we want to see, more Fortnite. So let's jump straight into our third game. Now, remember, this is the last game of the Fortnite Summer Smash, so let's get in here, let's enjoy it.
Yep, and I love who we're jumping on board with to kick things off. It's going to be Muselk, who I absolutely love watching. I keep saying it. We got Lachlan at the bottom, too. 2 of the favorite Australian streamers. And let's see what they can do here. We haven't seen a lot of Muselk so far, so I'm really excited to see what he can do in game 3. Can he be the hero?
Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit of a sense that you're a bit of a Muselk fanboy.
Maybe it's a tiny bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It was the clip of him saving that person in your Paradise Palms, if you saw that. And then Epic Games put in, I believe, like a graveyard sign for Muselk in homage to that. That made me fall in love with it.
I love when stuff like that happens in games. I think it's awesome. Oh, well, immediately straight off the bat, hey, Katie, down. That's unfortunate for him. Likes to label himself as a bit of an a Fortnite coach. I don't know if he's going to be coaching too many players now.
Also a competitive Overwatch player as well.
Yeah, formerly.
Yep, making the move to Fortnite as a coach. Looks like a couple of eliminations going to be picked up. Lucy plays and Compa go down as well. And Lachie looks like he has complete control.
Oh, your boy Muselk down.
No.
Let's see what Cato Plum might be able to clutch it out. Maybe it's a 1v2, maybe it's a 1v1.
Yep, not over yet.
No thirst going on.
How did he get knocked down? Was it fault?
I think it was Chance's.
Was it?
Yeah. He's just run out of that hanger.
Why didn't Chances pick up the elimination, though?
I don't know. He's looking for the 2-time, the 2-chap.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for. He wants all the glory. Let's see what Chances can do here. Dynamite going out. That, of course, is going to do a huge, huge amount of damage to structures. That's a massive explosion. You see, it can completely take out this hangar here over at Frosty Flights. Was a net new addition to Fortnite in season number 7, Frosty Flights, where quite a few Stormwings actually respawn. And now, look at this. They respawn coming through. I'm going to stay quiet here so maybe I don't get heard. Chances knows it's coming, though.
But
that's going to be a Oh! Can you believe it?
That shot!
But that might be it for Muselk. No, it's not going to take out Muselk. Can you believe it? Some way, somehow, Cato Plump is going to do it. He keeps his teammate alive. That's Muselk.
Yeah, where is Chance's teammate? I want to know.
Oh my goodness.
They've landed completely separately. There's no one else there in Frosty Flights. Oh dear.
Maybe they're going for more eliminations. They're feeling confident. I don't know what's happening, but wow.
Hey, thanks for the silenced scar there. It's the purple, obviously the purple rifle. And nice one. They both got one now, obviously.
Yep, not a bad thing to have.
Loserfruit jumping into the snowman.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And Loserfruit's doing that in the middle of broad daylight. No cover, nothing. That's it's called confidence, ladies and gentlemen. Over in Wailing Woods, this is, if you're a new player to Fortnite, if you want to download it right now, of course, for free, that's a good place to drop. You can drop in Wailing Woods. It's a nice, safe place. There's a lot of wood you can get, you can harvest, and you can learn how to build.
I've just seen DrLupo's team go down as well to the X2 Twins. Knocked out pretty early on in the piece.
Yep. That's unfortunate, I know. He was playing with Peking Duck, was it?
Yeah, one of the Peking Duck guys.
One of the Peking Duck players. And of course, Lupo doing everything he can. But like you said, we were having a laugh and banter with the Peking Duck guys earlier, and I know they don't have a ton of Fortnite experience. They're here having fun and making the most of it. They also dress like absolute beasts.
Yeah, wow. Beasts, gooses, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but definitely admire the style. I don't know if I could pull it off, but they certainly did. Hershicles managed to grab Angel Melly.
Yep, Hershicles of Renegades, teammates in the same organization as MrFreshAsian, who we saw win the last one. Of course, the X2 twins as well. This Renegades roster has really picked up all the heavy hitters.
I mean, it's totally stacked, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Oh, well, it doesn't last very long, does it, Marcus? Getting the elimination there on the Loserfruit. It was Loserfruit who was in that turret. And the one drawback of the turret, obviously, it's got a lot of damage. You can put a lot of damage out, but sitting still and an easy snipe in the head.
Yep, Alethea representing and labeled as a pro player in this one. Had a chance to meet her before this. She is
the boogie ball.
Everything she can here. But her teammate's gonna go down here. So Alethea, all eyes on you. X2. This could be the X-Twins brother versus Alethea. That's a tough, formidable opponent, that's for sure. X-Twins, the duo, are some of the best players of Fortnite in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. Alethea does want to get out of there, maybe try and resurrect her teammate. I don't know if it's Jude thinking is the teammate of Alethea. I believe that is the case.
Yep.
Alethea, though, obviously quite wary of where the X2 twin player is.
And look at this. X2 twins, I believe that's Jordan, absolutely hunting. He, of course, didn't have a chance to play in the open finals, so he's trying to make up for that right now. I'm trying to put on a show and showcase his skill. Something tells you it's going to be Jordan.
Yeah, he's certainly looking for it, isn't he, right now, trying to get that wall replaced. Looks like he's got it to quick edit out. Doesn't manage to land the snipe with the hunting rifle, but that pump shotgun definitely going to be doing a lot of damage. Alethea down very low indeed, not only on the HP, but just on terms of geography.
And it's a game of cat and mouse at this point, as now Jordan, the X2 twin, the cat, absolutely going to devour the mouse and Alethea. And that's just, but kudos to Alethea for staying alive as long as she could in that situation. But it is a double elimination picked up for Jordan of the X2 Twins. Didn't come at no cost, though. He lost his teammate, Jack Viney.
Yeah, speaking of eliminations, 4 up on the board there for the X2 Twin. Jordan, not too bad, just behind the Snake and Red, who have got 4 as a team as well. Rel, one of our pro players from Legacy, just trying to get a few shots into the players that have rifted out, but not connecting too much at this point. Looks fairly nicely set up there, though. Oh, here's our boy Milfy.
Yep, game 1 winner. Of course, Rel, I believe one of the few players, pro players, that did not qualify for the open finals. I'm not sure if he was in that. I didn't see his name, so keeping an eye on him here. He's another one that's trying to make a name for himself. Yep. Milfy, though.
Whoa.
The Tfue-esque shotgun into a floor build. Quick reaction times from Milfy and Wilbem.
Yeah, that top-down view, easy headshots, that's what you want. Ooh, big damage going into Milfy there, though. Not sure he's too keen about that. Sounds like a minigun to me, Twisty. He might have bitten off a little bit more than he could chew there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Got some good damage into Milfy, though. Twisty, author at Press Start AU. An amateur player, I believe, labeled, but look pretty strong these 3 games. I gotta say, my hat goes off to Twisty.
100%. I think that's what I was talking about earlier on, where I was saying, you know, we've got players through from traditional sports and that kind of thing, and you sort of would pass over them. You'd think they're probably not going to be so great at Fortnite, but there definitely will be those guys that are going to surprise you.
Yep, and look at this here. King Kicks, King Nick Kyrgios, as he is currently right in the edge of the island. Beautiful winter biome that was added in season number 7. Winter over in America, definitely not here in Australia. And now, looks like a couple shots put in here. Laser, you hear the crowd react. Let's see what Laser can do here. And Laser's gonna knock one. Can Laser get the double? Laser's going for it, getting close, getting personal, and Laser's gonna come out on top.
Nicely done from Laser. Another squad getting involved here as well. He's just going to try and build his way out of trouble. Seems like it's a bit of a hot spot right now. Look at how many players are sitting there on the map. Laser, at the very least, does have his teammate alive, trying to chase down another elimination for himself.
Look at the god ramps from Crazy Llama. Is going to give him high ground.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's okay. Builds back up. Laser trying to regain that high ground. Did drop off.
Oh, boy.
Becomes a big pump for one of them, at least.
Crazy fight here. Laser, only 75 HP to his name. He's gonna get stuck in a 1-by-1, a box right now. Not sure if his opponent knows that he's there or where his position is. Trying to stay in crouch, which makes you a little bit more silent.
Yep.
Sneaky, sneaky here from Laser. Trying to put on a show and make all these fans here proud is Laser. Let's see what he can do. Let's give it up for Laser. He needs your energy right here, right now. Laser in a 1 versus 1.
Might not be just a 1 versus 1. I think it might be a 1 versus 2 right now as we see a few more players starting to chime in on the battle. Look at this high ground being taken by the player behind Laser. I mean, it's all going on right now here next to Retail. Tag down to 46 HP. He does have that med kit. Might try and turtle up a little bit here. See if we can get the edit on the wall. Big shot coming out, 42 damage, but Laser goes down.
And you hate
Crazy Llama.
A great try from him, but he did only have 60 or so HP to Crazy Llama's 150 health points. So ultimately, it was Crazy Llama that's able to go out on top. Well done and well played from him. Laser does go down. Laser's teammate's still alive, though.
Only so much you can do, unfortunately, in a situation like that when you get collapsed upon by multiple different teams.
Is Nick alone again? No, Nick's teammate's still alive. Under some pain right now.
Yeah.
Nick Kyrgios right now on board. King Kiggs. You heard him say earlier, he takes his console everywhere he goes. Let's see what he can do now.
Why not?
Very humble in accepting that he's maybe not the best Fortnite player. So he's playing his role right now.
Hey, look, he knows he's definitely one of the best in the world at the tennis. I don't think he needs to get much more than that, to be honest.
That's a great point.
Seems like a pretty sweet gig to me, so respect for that. But jumping in here to Fortnite, giving us a good time. Muselk also chiming in with an elimination. Looks like Sink and Marcus doing all right for themselves here as well.
I love the Muselk story in this game. Was this close to being eliminated in some way, somehow. His teammate, the amateur player, was able to pick up a couple headshots and get the elimination to keep Muselk alive, gets the revive, avoids the dynamite, and now Muselk lives to fight another day. So let's keep an eye on Muselk and see if he can turn that story into a miracle.
Wow, that must have been a headshot going out from Sink. Definitely got the aim on point, and he knows that he has hit flesh. He's hit the white. Looking for this elimination, knows that player is going to be low on HP and just gets that high ground. And it's time to put some pressure on, time to get aggressive, and time to find and a live.
Yep, one shot is all that's needed. He's going to connect. That's Chief Sink, representing the esports organization Chiefs, and representing very well at that. You saw him build some extra fortified builds to make sure that nothing could knock him down from his high ground. Very well played. Muselk now, currently without any shield. You don't see any blue bar above his health.
Nope.
So only with about 70 HP. That's a little dangerous for him. 66, sorry.
He does have those bandages, so could pop himself up to 75. Also the Rift to go, very, very useful item, especially now, like you said earlier on in this broadcast, without the grapple available anymore because of the vaulting. Those launch pads, those rifts, they start to become more and more impactful. Muselk gets knocked, not building up, and unfortunately that's going to be potentially the end of him.
It is, he gets taken down as well, I believe. Not yet actually, but almost. Let's see, if A1 beats, actually not.
Wow.
Nope, they're both gonna get eliminated. That's gonna be it for Muselk here. Again, a good try from him. He was trying to make some memes. He was trying to have some fun. You heard it in his interview.
I just love watching some of these pro players with their aim. It's nuts, it's godlike. You just saw how quickly and easily Beats dispatched of his opponent there, Catoplum. 3 shots straight in, no worries.
Yep, Beats playing alongside Ali Georgopoulos. Currently with a Rift to go. It looks like Beats is going to say, hey, you carry some of these important items. That Rift to go, I believe they have 2 Rift to goes right now, so both of them have a Rift to go, which is actually going to allow them to propel up into the sky and actually glider all the way down to wherever they want. Really a good position for mobility and repositioning.
Well, looks like we've got another turret in the mix. Lucky this time, the one in that needs to be very careful that he doesn't get sniped down, but this seems like a perfect situation to be using it in. Crypto tag down very low. The stink bomb's going over as well to cause a bit of a problem. And Lockie really looks like he wants to find some eliminations for himself here as he pushes on up, chasing him down.
That's for sure. He still has 4 stink bombs. You see that at the bottom right of his screen in the inventory. He's going to let him rip here as it looks like he's going to connect for some damage there to start.
You definitely let him rip, for lack of a better word there. But Lockie, he's throwing them everywhere, man. Just trying to look for these remaining players. The Deagle, obviously, to get the shots through on the buildings.
And look at that, MrWoofless holding his or her own in the 1 versus 1.
Trying at least his best. Getting that high ground right now above Lockie and Woofless. This is the player that they're trying to chase. Not sure exactly who that is. Newbie. It's a player from Newbie. It's one of the Chinese players. Yep. Definitely a pro, as you can see based on the builds that are going on right now. Lockie, I don't know, maybe he's gotten a little bit in too deep here.
Oh no.
He's lost his teammate.
That's
you don't want to be charging at a professional player like this.
Exactly. Newbie, representing the Newbie organization. That's X-Men Day. Look at Lachlan. He's going to take the L dance above his opponent here. That's not someone you want to upset in a 1 versus 1. Of course, everyone can hear that music. And we'll see what's going to happen in that 1 versus 1. We'll keep an eye at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, Sync going down to the Storm, unfortunately for him. Looks like Valkyrae's being jumped upon by another team as well as we talk. Oh, it's all happening right now. On board with Jakey, chasing him down, but it's going to be Jax that gets the elimination onto Valkyrae. Another one of those professional players that we did see coming through from the solos. Very polite gamer. Hold up in the building. Looks like he will be chased down momentarily, but first we have to deal with the remaining players on top of this build.
Over towards Chair Town. There's literally a giant chair that actually turned into a sleigh during Christmas. Ooh. And that's going to be all she wrote, as very polite gamers going to get knocked out for now. Jax and Jakey, a formidable duo.
Absolutely, 2 very, very strong players.
Yep.
The polite gamer does go down. Jax also finding AlexAce. Oh, MrFreshAsian still involved.
Same with Lockie. Not sure if that fight ever ended, actually.
I think they both disengaged it. They didn't want to really have anything to do with it. They're playing for that late game.
So keep in mind, Lockie right now only has about 500 materials total. You see that at the bottom right of your screen.
Yep.
Only 1 med kit in his inventory. You see that as well. No shields to his name. With players like the X-Twins still alive, you got to be careful here. You don't have a lot of resources available. And that's really how you want to approach Fortnite, is in resources. Resources in health, resources in your inventory, and really just resources all up, of course, your materials as well. And you want to kind of think strategically in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very, very in-depth strategic game. When you really start to get toward the top end of things, there's a lot to consider. Positions around the circle as well as your rotations. And of course, like you said, all of that stuff that you've got in your inventory, what you can play with, your health, etc., etc.
And look who it is here. MrFreshAsian still alive here, looking to get another first place finish. Can MrFreshAsian do it again 2 times in a row? Definitely not an easy task to become and secure a victory royale here in Fortnite. We'll see if he can do it.
Yeah, well, if he does, it's going to be a great day for Renegades. I mean, not that it isn't already, to be fair.
We have Nick pulling out all the tricks here. He was hiding in a bush.
Yep.
Now he's hiding in a snowman. Nick Kyrgios is doing everything he can right now. I got to give kudos to him for staying alive this long and surviving. He said he's going to go for placement. He's doing exactly that.
A big rocket coming out from the X2 Twins there. There's a bit of pressure being put on this build right now. It looks like we're into a bit of a build fight. Look at this. Yeah, that is incredible skill.
Wow.
Popping those 90s, getting those roofs up, just to make sure that he's not being put under any pressure at all.
And that's actually a 180 into a roof, which actually blocks and prevents your opponent from building, in addition to the 90-degree angle turn, which is the best way to gain high ground in Fortnite. X-Twins, that's Jordan, pulling out all the tricks here
just
on display.
Slowing things down now. Chucking up a couple of those minis, making sure that he gets himself as healthy as possible. To be fair, not even in a bad spot. Got some pretty natural high ground there. We'll see whether or not the circle is going to favor him as we head further and further into this last round here at the Australian Open.
I believe did lose his teammate, like you said, in Jordan. So now, oh no, sorry, in Jack. I apologize. So Jordan, last one alive. We're just going to let it rain right now with RPGs. 6 more RPGs available.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
rockets to use with this rocket launcher.
Lots to play with there for him as well. The pump, the deagle, that's exactly what you want when you get into those close range fights. The pump deagle combo, very, very strong indeed. Jakey looking very low, one of the players that we all look to perform well. Still alive for the moment. Jakey and Jax are currently leading as far as eliminations are concerned in this round. 6 total, 3 each. Now 4 actually for Jakey as he picks another one up.
There it is. Looks like Jordan of the X-Twins playing aggressive here, and I think in 1 versus 2, he also has 4 eliminations. He's in 3rd place in the elimination category. But again, what matters most is placement.
Oh dear, lots of damage being put into him. I mean, not too much, but enough to start to get a little bit concerned.
Wow.
Trying to play that aggressive style, like you said, and that's 2 down.
Can you believe that? Jordan, in a 1 versus 2, is able to take out 2 of the players coming all the way from Asia. What a performance here for Jordan. The second X-Twin, who we did not have a chance to see on display, is now showing his skills in the Pro-Am.
Certainly a lot of skill involved here for him. Milfy also making these deep runs again and again and again in this Pro-Am tournament.
And that's going to be Vikkstar right now with the pickaxe and the elimination. Nice job by Vikkstar, again, coming all the way from England with Guys, I'm a Vegan, and doing a really good job here in game number 3, staying alive longer than they've made it so far.
Yeah,
23 people players left.
Oof, they just got absolutely decked. Vikkstar, look at him. He's got no HP, guys. I'm vegan. He's been dropped. These guys running away from the storm, just getting caught on that rotate. That's never fun at all. I don't know if Vikkstar can really get out of this one, and it turns out that he cannot. It's Milfy that's really put them under that pressure and gets the eliminations there as well. Great stuff, again, from our Korean friends.
Yep, gonna get snipped from the top of the mountain there. Nice accuracy from Milfy, displaying his skill as well. And now, Milfy, I believe, is in a Stormwing right now. I think that was an elimination picked up maybe from a Stormwing or right before he jumped in the Stormwing. Meanwhile, Newbie, the organization, doing a good job representing today. I think they have 2 or 3 players from Newbie Esports Org showing up.
Morel's still involved as well, getting that high ground, trying to build in towards some of the opposition. You can see the circle has really moved toward the southern part of the map, so it's a big, long rotation for those guys that came in from the northern side. Obviously, a bit of time to work with right now, but that is a lot of ground to cover. It's going to cost you a lot of mats.
You see here, in this situation, the pro player alive, the amateur, I believe, taken out. I think that's a common trend right now, except if you're Nick Kyrgios, who I believe was the quote-unquote amateur player still alive. I'm not sure if he still is up or if he got eliminated, but we'll keep a close eye as this storm is shrinking smaller and smaller. 19 people left to dictate who will wrap up as a victor in the Pro-Am, the inaugural Pro-Am here in Australia. And look at this, a minigun on display here. It's going to be Milfy and Go, letting it rip right now with the minigun.
That is a big chunk of damage, though, onto Milfy's teammate. Just trying to hold himself up, trying to turtle away, get those builds, try and survive. That's really all it is about right now for those two. MrFreshAsian pushing on in as well, putting some pressure on. There's a lot going on here for these guys from Korea.
Look at this, MrFreshAsian going to engage. That's a 1 versus 1 with Jax trying to third party, which is when you are a third party in a fight, trying to integrate and annoy. Let's see what Jax can do. It's going to be MrFreshAsian that ends up on top again, but no, ultimately he is going to get taken out by some explosives.
Taken out, taken down, still a big clump of players there toward the bottom right of the circle, as you can see on your screen. That's what we're watching right now. That's the hot zone. And Milfy takes a big deagle shot there from Jax.
Of course, following this, we will have the men's final of the Australian Open to wrap things up in an exciting way. We got Djokovic versus Nadal. I'm excited for that one. I believe Market Court Arena will turn into a viewing party for that, which will be a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
But right, for now, we have some Fortnite to wrap up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Kind of unfortunate we don't get to see them playing Fortnite. I'd love to see how that goes. Obviously, they've got some pretty big stuff ahead of them, though, so maybe not the time yet for them. But who knows, maybe next year we'll see them on the big stage.
Stefanos Tsitsipas, I believe, plays as well. Maybe we'll see him playing. And now, it's Milfy staying alive here. Gonna take out Jakey. So Jax and Jakey, I believe, are out. I don't see Jax on my screen right now. Rel of Legacy alive. We got Jordan of the X2 Twins also still alive. 2 of the best players in Australian Fortnite. Let's see what Jordan, one of the twins, can do here.
He's definitely been going tough at it. 5 eliminations for him so far. He's pretty much played this entire round on his own. Got some high ground. I think he's okay above that boombox. Doesn't seem like he's being knocked down onto the low ground just yet. We're seeing him again take that same strategy as what Jesse did in those solos. Early rotates.
And look at the difference between Milfy and Jesse. Or sorry, Jordan. Rotating early is Jordan. Milfy, meanwhile, staying behind on the edge of the circle, just trying to clean up some scraps. That's going to cost him. He's going to take a little bit of damage here. Now in the storm as well. Can Milfy stay alive? Barely, with 16 HP left to his name. Milfy lives to fight another day.
He needs to keep moving. Can't stop right now. Gets the waterfall down. Trying. Oh no! Oh, I thought that he was going to fall down and get eliminated. Yeah, definitely.
Right there.
I think it might have done so for him as well. But he's okay.
Oh, Jax actually still alive here. So look at this. We got Jax. We got Jordan of the X-Twins going up against Emma X Gamers. Jax trying to stay alive with a med kit as well. And it's going to come down to this. Look at the top right of your screen. The circle's going to rotate so far, slowly into the storm, as one of the X-Twins picks up an elimination.
Both of the X-Twins. Oh, yeah, it's both of the X2 twins actually still alive here. So I wonder if we get down to a 1v1 between those two. That would be something pretty special to witness as well. So we see another elimination coming out from one of the two.
Oh, this is not a good situation to be in, and Milfy's going to get taken out here. And this is where the natural high ground and the natural terrain can really mess you up if you don't get high ground. That's why right here,
1v1.
Jordan with high ground. It's a 1 versus 1 for the win. Oh! That's it. Jordan, the X2 twin, is going to pick up where his brother left off as the champion of the Open Tournament, as the final Victory Royale winner of the Pro-Am.
What an absolute gamer. That was a sick shot. The headshot with the deagle, putting the damage down. And a great end, and of course a fantastic day for Renegades as well. I mean, so many of those players. You know, we saw MrFreshAsian, we saw Jesse, we saw Jordan, everything going fantastically for those guys. So an awesome, awesome day for Renegades in general, but I mean, just for Fortnite players in general, I think it's been a fantastic day here in Australia.
I couldn't agree more, and obviously competitive gaming in Australia in general, really, you gotta say, the X2 twins, what a day it has been for them two in particular, not just Renegades, but the X2 twins. They have a YouTube channel, they both actually show both of their POVs, they play right next to each other, facing each other. Their communication is pristine, their teamwork is amazing. You gotta check out that YouTube channel if you're a fan of Fortnite, because you could learn a lot. I loved watching their content, getting ready and preparing for this broadcast, and now it is gonna be Jordan, and it is going to be Jesse that remain victors here at the Australian Open and the Fortnite Summer Smash. What a showing from RNG.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of good things to be taken out of this event, obviously just for those two individuals, but we're going to hope to see them not only just stay here in Australia, you know, we want to see the Australian players be able to go overseas, represent themselves, put in a good name for Australian Fortnite. That's my dream. I really would love to see, you know, a bit more, I guess, the players being able to really escalate themselves and be able to do something better, go greater, go higher, go further. That's exactly what we want out of today and out of really just Fortnite in general.
Yeah, and that's a great point, to be honest with you, because I've come over from the North American side and the European side, having casted a lot of gameplay from those regions. I have been so impressed at the level of skill and the caliber of players here in the Oceania and Australia and New Zealand region. It's been an unbelievable showing from a lot of these players. And like you said, this is just the beginning. This is the first event of 2019, the Fortnite Summer Smash at the Australian Open. We still have the World Cup. $100 million in prize pool was announced by Epic Games last year. That is more prize money than all other esports and competitive titles combined. Epic Games really showing up in a big way with competitive Fortnite.
It is a lot of money. It's a big statement as well. Fortnite's here to stay, and we're going to be seeing it lots and lots more throughout the next couple of years. I'm really excited. I think this is really starting to be a fantastic scene to be involved in, a fantastic community to be involved in. Everything seems to be going up and up and up when it comes to Fortnite. So, I mean, what more could you really want?
Yeah, that's a great point. Listen, competitive gaming, esports is the most diverse and inclusive entertainment medium out there. And really, this is just the beginning of the growth. It's been rapid so far, but it's going to take off as well. So again, cheers and thank you to everyone that has supported the growth of competitive Fortnite here in this region, in Australia. It's been an unbelievable event so far. And last time I jumped the gun, now, officially, I could say thank you all so much for the opportunity to call the action and to support. It's been an absolute honor to be here. Fall out with Elfish Guy. Elfish, I'm going to leave it to you. Any final thoughts?
No, I mean, again, I just got to keep gushing about how great this has been for the region as a whole. Everyone here in Australia has really been looking forward to some Fortnite action. They've been grinding hard. Everyone's been playing a lot. Everyone's been practicing a lot, and finally, it pays off. We've had a fantastic event, and again, I got to say, I really hope we get to see more here in Australia. I hope we get to see you back. I hope we get to see everyone here in Margaret Court Arena back, because it has been a phenomenal weekend.
Thank you so much, Elfish. And well said. It'd be an absolute dream to come back. But like I said, that is going to be it. On behalf of myself, John Fallout, Kev Lucas, my man Elfish Guy over here, a.k.a. Jordan. It has been amazing calling the action. I'm going to throw it over to my man Ben on the center stage and center court.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, it's been an incredible couple of days here from Margaret Court Arena. And I think, Vandy, our Pro-Ams, our Joes, really has been a bit of a story of redemption, perhaps. MrFreshAsian coming out and really showing us, you know, perhaps what we thought we'd see from him a little bit earlier on. And then, of course, Jordan, one of the X2 twins who unfortunately did not qualify for solos, even though we thought he would, comes out with a victory royale in the third and final match of the Pro-Am.
How good must that feel? Both of the twins walking away with the victory. One in the solos, one in the Pro-Am. And although this was all for fun, there was a good cause behind it. All of this is going towards charity. So while we're tallying out the points, while we're figuring out who managed to actually walk away with some money for the charity, we can see all these awesome replays.
Yeah, this was actually a really cool game, of course, seeing both of the X2 twins making their way through to the end. A bit of fun there. I think we saw Muselk look like he was going to go okay, and then someone caught him out, a little bit unlucky there, getting caught out on the rotation perhaps. But overall, I think it's just been a great afternoon of seeing traditional celebrities, sports stars, radio, comedians, AFL, tennis, literally everything that you can think of here supporting charities and doing so by having fun playing Fortnite, particularly if they're not necessarily that adept at it. If they're a little bit out of their comfort zone, it doesn't matter. They came down here anyway, they gave it a go, and at the end of the day, everyone wins.
I couldn't have said it any more better myself, Ben. These people from all walks of life. You can see from the crowd as well, you've got kids here, you've got parents here, you've got everyone in between. It just shows how diverse this game is, how much is it like on the stakes for these fans out here. The kids are losing it. They want to get a picture with their favorite influencers.
Yeah, they're getting pretty hyped up now. Talking about influencers, let's throw back down to the floor. It's Jordan with Jordan.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ben. As you say, I've got Jordan here. I'm Jordan. It's fantastic. I actually called you at the start of the tournament as my player to watch, mostly because we share the same name. I'm glad you've actually finally managed to get through and pick up a victory royale. How's everything feeling? Because, man, this must be the dream.
Yeah, honestly, not qualifying was a bit of a bummer, but being able to play this, you know, it's a bit more fun, lighthearted. Getting a win in that, it feels really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's talk about your brother as well a little bit. He obviously performed fantastically in those solos. I'm sure you would have been sitting in the crowds cheering him on.
Yeah, I was yelling at the top of my lungs, dude. But yeah, he deserves it. He's been practicing, he's been grinding, and yeah, he deserves it.
And what do you think about the future of Fortnite here in Australia? Are you looking forward to seeing how things go? I mean, this is obviously a great start to how things are, and if we can only go further from this, that would be absolutely excellent, wouldn't it?
Yeah, dude, 100%. This event has been awesome. Like, this is what we've been waiting for, and just the more of this, the better, really.
Exactly what I've been saying on the casting desk as well. Thanks very much for chatting us. Congratulations again on the win. Hope to see you in the future as well. We'll hand it back over to you, Ben.
Alrighty, guys and girls, we are up here on stage. I have the man himself, MrFreshAsian. Firstly, mate, how are you feeling?
I mean, I'm happy, I guess. Did we win? I think we win. I think we won.
You should be feeling pretty good. We didn't get up here for nothing. I think today truly is a story of redemption. Here are our duos champions winning $50,000 for the charity of their choice. Give it up, guys and girls. Woo! Congratulations. Let's bring across this awesome $50,000 check we've got as well. Present it to these two guys up here on the stage. Feeling pretty good about that one. My question is,
Guys, go.
What's the plan? Who do we see this 50K being split out amongst? What are our charities?
My charity's heaps decent. So they're just underprivileged kids get a chance to live out their own dreams.
That's really cool. What about you, MrFreshAsian?
I've got water.org, you know, water.
Look,
That's good. I mean, everyone needs water, right? Was it because you were feeling thirsty during the games?
Yeah, always got to hydrate.
I like it. He's a hydration bot
Look,
over here.
I love it. It's pretty cool. How did it feel? Was it like playing down there a bit of Fortnite? Did you feel comfortable? Was it feeling good?
Yeah, this was wild, especially playing with Mr. Fresh. So he carried me pretty much, but got a few sneaky shots in.
I actually did see that you guys as a duo had quite a number of the limbs, and it wasn't just him. You had a few on the board as well. You've been practicing.
Yeah, a bit of practice, but I think they were just cheeky ones, finishing off the ones he killed half.
MrFreshAsian, I'm going to throw it back across to you, sir. Obviously, this morning, we had some high expectations for you coming through in the solos match. How did you feel about that? Did you get the result? Were you happy with how you went? At least this afternoon, you got the result you're after.
I'm still not sure what I placed, but my first few games were pretty bad because I got cucked on rotations and stuff. But the last two games, I feel like I did pretty decent, caught up a bit. Man, I'm happy. I qualified. That's all I wanted, really.
Yeah, and look, to be honest, there's a lot of big fans out here for you this weekend as well. And of course, this is just the beginning. This is just the start. It's what did it mean for you when you heard that this event was going to be on?
I mean, I thought it was insane because it's such like 500K in OCE. It's pretty big, and especially that I'm coming here, you know, and I'm like one of the main people and stuff. I saw my face around.
Yeah. You've been up there. That's been probably a bit of a surprise, obviously, for you. You've come such a long way as well in such a short amount of time. What does the future hold for you in Fortnite?
I mean, I'm going to keep playing it. I'll just ride it, honestly. Yeah,
ride it hard.
Catch some dubs.
And now that you've played a few games as well, we're going to be seeing you back on the Fortnite field?
Yeah, I might be at his house every weekend just having a few games.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to do it, but great way to jump on the stream as well. He's come a very long way. Any last words from you, MrFreshAsian? Anyone you want to shout out?
Shout out. Use code FRESH.
Well, that pretty much sums it up. Guys and girls, that is it from us here at the Fortnite Summer Smash as part of the Australian Open. Thank you very much for joining us across the last 2 days. And it has been an incredible weekend of Fortnite action. Tonight, of course, the men's finals. Today, it was all about Fortnite. Until next time, thank you and good night.